You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying.
Yo, 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 yo. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good, great, grand evening to y'all wonderful, beautiful people, man, ladies and lads, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, princes and princesses, boys and girls, amigos, mi amigas, and everything in between, man. What's going on? Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. All right, man. Let's get to it, man. We got some things to chat about, some things to talk about, man. We're going to do the weekend review. You know, we've been gone, man. I want to tell everybody happy Easter. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that observe the resurrection of Christ, man, hopefully you brought it in a great and graceful and pleasant manner with your loved ones, you know what I'm saying, all around you, you know, and yeah, celebrate what this great gift that we have, life, and the cleansing of our sins due to the sacrifice made by our Lord Jesus Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you did that, man. Let's hit this roll call real quick. We got my boy Oscar Perez, big member, me brother El Carnal Hermano in the building. Oscar Perez in the building, man. We got Omari Thomas, a young Prince Omari Thomas in the building. The champ is here, amen. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man. Before I get started, you know, we got to start off with the prayer as always, so please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for these blessings. We thank you for just giving us another day to see. We thank you for letting us observe Easter, and let's not forget the meaning, you know, and, you know, what it symbolizes. You know, it's the fact that we have another chance, another day, another opportunity to be better and to live our life the right way, in a way that will please you and bring you honoring, and we give you all the glory. And I hope that our efforts honor you in the best way possible. Lord, we ask you that you keep us all safe, and we ask you for your protection and your correction. And also, when we fall off the path that we're supposed to be on, we ask that you give us direction in order to you know, just live our life in the most righteous way as possible. Lord, we thank you for the cleansing of our sins. We thank you for life. We thank you for love. We give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, Amen. I also want to say, man, rest in peace to Pope Francis, man. Rest in peace to Pope Francis, man. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was the first Pope from Latin America, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Pope Francis, man. Big salute to the late, great Pope Francis, man. Let's give him a proper 10 count. You know, we're going to give him a farewell the best way that we boxing enthusiasts know how to, and that's to give him a 10 count, man. So please, let's go ahead, bow our heads and give him a 10 count, man. Yes, sir. Rest in peace to Pope Francis. I believe he was 88 years old, man. 88 or 85? 88 years old, I believe, man. Rest in peace to Pope Francis, man. He did a lot. It was very considerate towards those that were struggling with poverty, you know what I'm saying? That were impoverished and, you know what I'm saying? That's fortunate, man. So shout out to him. Rest in peace. Our condolences to him and his loved ones, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Average, someone in the building. Que tal mi gente? Yes, sir. My brother, my people, you know what I'm saying? What's good, my brothers? My brethren and sister, man. Hey, man, let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. So this weekend, man, I don't even know where to start, man. But, you know, I watched the fights and I didn't, some of the fights, you know, I usually like to score, you know. Now, I'm mad I didn't get to score Charles Conwell versus Jorge Garcia Perez, right? But when I was watching it, you know, I had some things going on. You know, I was at my cousin's house, you know, and they were watching the WrestleMania joint, and I didn't know WrestleMania was on Peacock. He told me it's been on Peacock for like the last few years. I thought WrestleManias are gosh dang what's it called, pay-per-view events. But yeah, he had it. I mean, granted, you got to pay for your subscription for Peacock and stuff like that. But I thought it was like a pay-per-view event. You know, he said it hasn't been like that way for a long time. That's shout out to Cuzzo. So they had John Cena on the screen. They had Jade Cargill on the screen, Bianca Belair, Roman Reigns on the screen. So I'm over here going back and forth, looking at my phone, looking at the screen, looking at the computer. So I did not score Charles Conwell, but I want to say this, man. Big salute to Perez Garcia, man. Big salute to him, man. Split decision. I actually thought they got it right, but I always say, you know, I'm always honest, man. I did not score it, so I can't be mad either way. And I can't say definitively either way, but I don't think that the split decision win or a split decision loss for Conwell, a split decision win for Perez was out of bounds, man. I thought it was a good score. I wasn't shocked at all. I thought that, you know, from looking at it, like I said, I didn't keep my score, but from just watching and observing it seemed like he was winning more rounds than he lost, you know, and it was a tough fight for Conwell. I don't know if he just had an off night or what, but or maybe Perez, you know, styles make fights. Maybe Perez was just negating what he was trying to do, but, you know, I think it was definitely upset, right? It was definitely an upset. So upset alert. And Charles Conwell, yeah, he took his first L, man. And you don't like to see the younger fighters take their first L, but at the same time, more importantly, I don't like to see people get robbed of a win that they were supposed to get. So I actually, in my head when I was watching, I feel like I had a 7-5 for Perez, but once again, I did not write down my scores because I had a lot of stuff going on. So I thought they got it right. But do I give up on Charles Conwell? Absolutely not. Are other people going to give up on Charles Conwell? Absolutely. They're going to throw him right in the trash. First of all, he wasn't even being marketed that well in the first place, in my personal opinion. But second of all, as soon as you take a loss as an American fighter, this is what they do to you.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And the crazy part about that is Oscar De La Hoya, right? If I was Eddie Hearn, they lucky I'm not Eddie Hearn. Or I'm not one of them, because first of all, there's been a couple cats I done ran down on. There's been a couple cats I'd have shot the fade with, and there's a couple cats that I would not let things go. I'd be Mr. Petty right along with them. And right now, I think Eddie Hearn should be petty, because what does Oscar De La Hoya always talk about? Other fighters, I mean other promotional companies, particularly Eddie Hearn. He says that he doesn't know how to promote his fighters properly, right? Remember those posts that he made on the Clapback Thursdays or whatever, or Clapback Fridays, Clapback Thursdays? He would always talk trash about Eddie Hearn putting his fighters in good fights. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put your fighters in good fights. And when they're in good fights, good competitive fights, good strong fights against formidable opponents, sometimes a bitch might lose. But Oscar De La Hoya, the little slithery snake that he is, somehow, some way, he makes it seem like, oh, putting them in good fights is bad because they might lose. So you're basically telling us blatantly, in our face, broad day. You robbing us broad daylight, no mask. You telling us that you pretty much put all your fighters in easy fights where they don't have a chance of losing. But anyway, let's just play your game, right? So according to Oscar De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn doesn't know how to promote because he puts his fighters in tough fights, and he has young fighters like Khalil Ko losing to Galegas, and he has other fighters that lose, right, that are up and coming. Well, then I guess this was the same thing that happened to Charles Conwell, right? Because this is Golden Boy's fighter. Oscar De La Hoya supposedly likes it, right? It's another guy that he has at 154 along with Virgil Ortiz and the rest of his stable. Well, he just got upset. So if I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm coming out and saying, oh, you don't know how to promote your guys? How'd you just make Charles Conwell suffer a loss as a co-main event to Gabriela Fundora? That'd be the angle I'd take if I was Eddie Hearn. You know, I'd be super petty because I'd be on his head top because every time Eddie Hearn loses, Oscar De La Hoya comes out talking trash. So if I was Eddie Hearn, I'd come out and just say,
You dumbass.
to Oscar De La Hoya and all of his efforts, because I was not expecting Charles Conwell to lose. You know, I don't think anybody was, obviously, but it is what it is. But I think that's good for boxing. You know, I think it's disappointing because you want the young stars to come up. Like if Xander Zayas takes a loss, it's gonna suck. That's another young guy for top rank at 154. Charles Conwell takes a loss for Golden Boy, it sucks. If Jonas Tellis, for a young guy for PBC at 154, he takes a loss, it sucks. But at the same time though, it lets us appreciate boxing, not just the fighters but also the fans themselves. Like, bro, we need to stop talking about how much these fighters don't earn their victories or how much these fights are just gimme fights. Like people are saying that about Saul Canelo Alvarez going against William Skull. Like, how is this an easy fight? I'm not saying that it's the hardest fight. I'm not saying that it's the most intriguing fight. I'm not even saying it's a fight that should be anticipated because we want to see guys like David Benavidez, even though he's in a different division, right? I get that. But at the same time, William Skull does represent an undefeated champion at that weight class. So how is that a bad fight? You see people say, oh, it's a gimme because you know Canelo and you don't know William Skull. Newsflash, familiarity with the fighter does not make them good or make them bad. You know what I'm saying? So being familiar with the fighter doesn't make them good, and a lack of familiarity doesn't make a fighter bad. You see what I'm saying? So the majority of people that are talking about, oh, it's an easy fight for Canelo, they don't even know who William Skull is. They never even seen one fight of William Skull. So with this guy, Perez, like, you know, I think he has 4 losses. So like I said, this was a shocker, but nothing is a gimme, man. You know, and Charles Conwell, you know, it for me, when I was watching, it looked like he had a bad night, and I'm not taking away from Perez, but I do feel like Charles Conwell, and shout out to Perez too. Perez Garcia, he said that he'll give him the rematch. He's willing to give him a rematch. He said that after the fight, though. You know, sometimes things change, but, you know, he said he's willing to give him the rematch, and he fought his behind off. But I think, for me, it seemed it was more of a loss for Charles Conwell than it was a win for Perez. It seemed like Conwell just wasn't doing what he was supposed to. His corner was mad and stuff like that. But off rip, salute to Garcia Perez, man. He did his thing, man. And Charles Conwell, I think he could bounce back. But at the same time, you know, it's going to be harder because I don't even think he was being managed properly in the first place or promoted properly in the first place at Golden Boy. So now you took an L. You was in the back seat, or you going to be way, way back, Rosa Parks. You gonna be way back, you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, you better, hey. So that's the thing. You can't be slipping, man. You can't be slipping in your pimping. You gotta take everybody seriously. Every single fight should be considered a championship fight, man. It just is what it is. I don't care if you are 0-0, it's your first fight, your debut, or you're 10-0. You know what I'm saying? Or you're a belt holder. Every single fight should be considered a championship fight, is your big, taken as a biggest fight and not taken lightly. That's why Floyd Mayweather is the best who he is. It didn't matter if Floyd was fighting Manny Pacquiao or if he was fighting Oscar De La Hoya or Conor McGregor or Andre Berto. It didn't matter who he was fighting. He was approaching it like it was a championship fight, and he was fighting the best person on earth. You know what I'm saying? Same with Saul Canelo Alvarez. Yes, he has a slip up here and there. He lost to Floyd, he lost to Bivol, but I guarantee you he didn't take him lightly. Now, I know I was watching some interviews with Canelo, and he said this before in the past, that he wasn't 100%, but not being 100% and taking somebody lightly, those things are not synonymous. Those are two different things. You know what I'm saying? You could not be 100% going into a fight and still take them fully seriously. You know what I'm saying? You could just be hurt. So I never heard him say not taking an opponent seriously. So you just got to do that, man. You got to do that. Yeah, let me check out the comments. He said the Grand Prix had interesting results. Yeah, Grand Prix was nice. WBC Grand Prix. He said a lot of high profile amateurs lost to less accomplished and got dragged to a fight they couldn't win. Yup, that WBC Grand Prix was fire. Yo, John Cena winning is one of the greatest feats of wrestling. Yeah, he's the most decorated WWE champion, right? Shout out to gosh dang John Cena. You can't hear me? Wait, y'all can't hear me? Or that's just Omari Thomas and Boys Who Cry. I hear it on my phone fine, so I don't know. Y'all gotta tighten up. Don't forget to hit that like button. Did my sound go out for a little bit? Shout out to my guy Ty Morrison in the building. Omari said I'm muted too. Everybody can hear me fine? Hold on now. Okay, we good now. Okay, y'all can hear me now. Okay, good. Boys Who Cry, what it do, Boys Who Cry? What's good, brethren? Your volume fine now. I don't know about earlier. Okay, appreciate it, Ty. Thank you. I don't know. Maybe it went out or something. You know these electronics, man. Oscar happy he needed combo to lose. Also big, so they would put Beto talk to the fight. And that's what it looks like too. Like I said, Ty. I did not score the fight. I don't have a problem with them losing. Because I thought it was close. I thought it could have went either way, but I don't think Conwell did enough to separate himself. However, I did not score. So I defer to you and Oscar and everybody else. Did Conwell, do you feel like he was robbed? I don't know. Like I said, I was watching it. I was not scoring like I usually do. I had a lot of stuff going on, but from what I saw, I wasn't mad at the result. You know, I thought it could have went either way. Conwell's pressing the fight toward the end, but too late by then. Right. You know, and I definitely thought that he lost the last round. I remember that distinctively. I was like, man, let me watch this last round just in case something pop off. And he definitely lost that last round, in my opinion. But like I said, I did not score. You know, I like to score round by round. I did not do that. So y'all let me know. But I appreciate y'all letting me know about the volume, too, if the volume was messed up. But it seems like it's okay for me right now, Boys Who Cry, Omari. So thank you for letting me know. But maybe try to refresh. He said, I missed the whole Grand Prix. Anyone I need to look up? Anyone separate themselves? Yeah, man, but I got to go look. I wrote some of the names down. I'll let you know after this, average someone. But let me get through this my little spiel, you feel me? And then we'll get back to, I'll let you know who I wrote down and stuff. There's a couple good guys out there, man. Pause. A couple good looking guys is crazy.
No, did he?
Hey yo. That hold on now. Couple good looking guys is wild.
What do you mean by that?
But yeah, I'm talking about the fighters look good. You see what I'm saying? The fighters look good. Ty says he wasn't robbed. I'm not mad at the decision, but I was rooting for Charles. Yeah, I was rooting for Charles Conwell too. Like I said, he's one of the up and coming fighters, man. I think boxing would be better if he would have won. But you don't want somebody that's supposed to win not to win because you want to save somebody's career. No, you got to put it. The right person has to win. That should be priority. But of course, if you think about it, at 154, it would have been great if Charles Conwell won because, like you said, Charles Conwell's there at 154 with Golden Boy. He also has Virgil Ortiz, right? 254 pounds, the same promotion. Then you have another young, and Charles Conwell's young, right? Young guy coming up, right? You also have another young guy coming up is Xander Zayas. So where's he at? Top rank, 154. Then you have another young guy coming up, Jonas Tellis at PBC, 154. So it would have been a better story development, but it is what it is, man. You know, you don't want to rob a fighter. And Perez, I wasn't mad at the decision either, man. So yeah, Conwell, I just have a question though. Is Oscar De La Hoya a bad promoter now because he has a young guy that lost? That's what you always said about about Eddie Hearn. So I want to know if we keep the same energy or not. You know, I really want to know if we keep the same energy. And speaking of Conwell losing, man, and Eddie Hearn being a bad promoter, boy, Shakur Stevenson, man. Shakur leaves Eddie Hearn for Lou DiBella. You know, Lou DiBella, a lot of people recognize his name for being a promoter and working with hand in hand with PBC before they had to fall out. Which I'm not gonna say the fallout was only in regards to Deontay Wilder, but let's say that was a tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? That was a straw that broke the camel's back was Deontay Wilder. And like I said, I don't really see them trashing each other though. So shout out to Al Heyman and PBC and Lou DiBella. They just went their separate ways, and it seemed to be pretty, you know, a pretty mutual separation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, this person hates this person. You know, they move forward amicably. They talk well about each other. It seemed cordial. So that's a good thing. But Shakur Stevenson seemed to leave Eddie Hearn in Matchroom for Lou DiBella. And it's so crazy because this is on the heels of Shakur Stevenson seemingly losing or almost losing his fight with Zepeda, right? Because he was disgruntled and mad about the money. So the rumors is that he is potentially getting like 6 M's now as opposed to the 2 that he said that Turkey Al-Sheikh was shorting him. You know, first he said that he was getting short 2 million, and now it's coming out saying he's getting 6 million, and that's on the eve of him separating from Eddie Hearn. So it makes you wonder if Eddie Hearn was doing something wrong. You know, like I said, I don't know the full story. This is just speculation. But man, I think this is a big blow to Eddie Hearn and his promotional efforts because, you know, Shakur was a guy that he's very fond of, you know. Of course, he still has his cash cow, his main guy, AJ. But AJ, you know, we all know that he's on the cusp of potentially retiring. You know, he's definitely not a spring chick. He's more of an old rooster. So he's probably not going to be around for maybe more than, I don't want to put a timeline on anybody, you know, because he's not old per se. But we like to see that Anthony Joshua is definitely on the decline, if anything. So, and he's probably on his way out maybe after like 3-4 fights at most, probably like 2 fights, you know, but you never know. So he still has Anthony Joshua though, and he still has Jerome Boots Ennis, who just won a unification against a Stanionis, and now he's the WBA, IBF, and the Ring Magazine holder at 147. But Shakur is a guy that he wanted, and you know he wanted to cash out with the Tank fight, with the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. So I think this is a big blow to Eddie Hearn and his brand. Not to mention, if you think about that, also Sky Nicholson, you know, who's his little boo thing, you know, she got binked and boomed up by Tierra Brown, so she lost her belt. You know, he still has Ja Pattaya, he still has Dimitri Bivol, so it's not the end of the world by any means. But man, I think it's a pretty big blow because the majority of us, myself included, it seemed like they were getting along fine, and that Shakur was going to potentially sign with them long term. So, you know, we knew about I knew about the option. We talked about this before. We knew about the one fight, and then they both had the option. Eddie Hearn could go his way or Shakur could go his way. But I think this pretty much caught us off guard, man. And the fact that he's no longer with them, and it seems like it was by the advisory of what's his name, Jay Prince. You know, they went with Lou DiBella for the Shakur fight. I mean, for the Zepeda fight. Is he going to stay with them long term? We'll see. But as of right now, I mean, I don't anticipate him to stay with them long term, but you never know. But maybe he could go to PBC after this. Maybe this move is actually good. But you know, it's just gonna be another thing that people could talk trash about Shakur about, right? The fact that, oh, you know, he's hard to work with, or he's boring, or whatever negative thing people say, or he's just money hungry. I saw somebody say Shakur is broke and this is why he's broke. How do you know the man's broke? And if he is broke to who? I guarantee he got more paper than you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, Shakur is not, he doesn't make it the easiest on himself when it comes to criticism, but a lot of people just overly critique the young man, and I think they got to chill out, man. But I will say this, though. Shakur leaving from Matchroom and not being the main event, he's not the main bill on this dope card. The card is dope now, I'm not gonna lie. This card looks great, right? We have Alberto Puello versus Subaru Matias. We have David Morrell versus Katayev, who's an undefeated Eastern European guy. Then you have Hamza Shiraz and Edgar Berlanga, and you have Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. So if I told you those 4 fights, which one would y'all think is a main event? I know I would think it would be Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda, but Mr. Jackson, it's Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz. But it is a turkey bill, right? So of course we already know Hamza Shiraz. I don't have to remind you about the infamous disclosing of the scorecards during this fight with Carlos Adames. But just in case, I do have to remind you, Hamza Shiraz is the ambassador for Big Turk Al-Ashik's Riyadh season, and as one of the fighting ambassadors, it behooves Turki Al-Ashik to look out for him, right? So, you know, it wasn't a surprise that he whispered how many rounds Hamza Shiraz was down during this fight with Carlos Adames, a WBC champion at 160. How the heck does Turki Al-Ashik even know this? That's beyond me. And why is he disclosing this to Hamza Shiraz live during the fight? That's another thing that's beyond me. But I know it's suspicious. You know, it does not look good. Is it a big deal? Probably not. But at the end of the day, he didn't tell Carlos Adames how many points he was down. He didn't tell the other fighters that were on that card how many points they were down. So why you conveniently told the guy who's the ambassador for Riyadh season, your event planning company, you know what I'm saying, and your endeavor, that they were down, you know, and now he's the main event. So obviously he's looking out for Hamza Shiraz. That's how I see it, because Edgar Berlanga is coming off of an L against Saul Canelo Alvarez. No, I'm lying. Edgar Berlanga had a tune-up and he beat Jonathan Gonzalez, a.k.a. Montequilla, and his body looked like melted butter. You know, how a soggy body boy was out there looking like Tyson Fury, the gypsy king of obesity. You know, they had that fight, and he bounced back, but it's still not a big enough win to justify being the main event over Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. You know, that's very shocking, especially with Oscar De La Hoya there, too. I want to know how he feels about that, because, you know, Zepeda is a Golden Boy fighter, and he's not the main bill, but the main bill is Edgar Berlanga, who is a free agent right now, even though he has rumors of signing with PBC, which I think would be dope. And then the other guy's Hamza Shiraz, who signed with Queensberry, that's Frank Warren's company. So we'll see how it goes, man. I think that this is, you know me, I don't care who's the main event. As long as you're fighting and you're on the card, the order doesn't matter to me, man. I'm a pugilist enthusiast, man. I'm going to watch the bottom the first fight on the prelims, and I'm gonna definitely watch the main event. But as far as you trying to push Shakur's profile and people try to say, oh, he's a star, this looks bad, right? Because Shakur versus Joshua Padley, which was a late replacement to Kid Austin Schofield, who clearly ducked that boy Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Another Golden Boy fighter ducking Shakur. So when you see him ducking Shakur and he gets Joshua Padley as a late replacement, even still with Kid Austin, whoever, it is understandable that he wasn't the headline, because guess what? It was the last crescendo. It was Bivol and Beterbiev rematch. So it's understandable that he was on the undercard of that fight, right? That he wasn't the main event. And then even the second fight was what? Supposed to be David Dubois, Joseph Parker, right? And then Joseph Parker David Dubois had to be replaced late by Martin McCauley because of illness, but still, it's still understandable that he was the third fight to that card, right? So there's no shame there. But now you're going to be the co-main or the undercard to Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz. Like I said, people who want to talk trash about that stuff and pocket watch and try to discredit people as being the main event, then yeah, they're going to talk trash, and he's going to be he's going to have a hard time dealing with this. So, you know, like I said, I don't care. It's understandable being on the undercard of Bivol Beterbiev, but I think being on the undercard of Berlanga Shiraz, to me, it just screams that it's favoritism for Hamza Shiraz coming from Turkey Al Sheikh. I don't think that makes any sense, you know. And forget Shakur Stevenson. I don't think that Hamza Shiraz should headline over William Zepeda either. You see, that's the thing. It's like, I don't think Edgar Berlanga or Shiraz should headline over Shakur Stevenson or William Zepeda. I would put William Zepeda as the headline with Tevin Farmer over Hamza Shiraz and Edgar Berlanga. And I'd put Shakur Stevenson as the headline with Floyd Kid Austin Schofield over Hamza Shiraz and Edgar Berlanga. So it just seems funny to me, man. But like I said, I don't care where people fight at, but this is just ammunition for people to unleash on freaking Shakur Stevenson and try to knock his star power, man. It's something else to critique him about. But I will say this, though. That's a fire card. And you know who I'm going with. I got Shakur beating Zepeda. I got Morrell beating Katayev. And Subriel Matias, Alberto Puello. To me, this is the trickiest one. But right now, today, I'm going with Subriel Matias to beat Alberto Puello, man. If he can infiltrate that range, I think Subriel Matias might stop him and do something that Gary Anto Russell couldn't do and probably shouldn't have done. I would like to see Gary Anto Russell and Subriel Matias line it up. I think Gary Anto Russell beat Subriel Matias, but for some reason, you know, like I said, Gary Anto Russell has mental lapses, it seems like. He didn't have no mental lapse against Rayo Valenzuela. He smoked Rayo. But sometimes he has mental lapses, and I thought that he had some during the Puello fight. And I thought Puello was I think he rightfully won. But Puello even had another close fight with Sandor Martin. And if you have another close fight with Subriel Matias, I don't think he's going to come out on the winning side of that. And I think Subriel Matias can get to Puello. And I like Matias right now today. I'm going to think about it some more. But early prediction, I got Matias. But the big banger that I got, bro. You know who I got? I got Berlanga stopping Hamza Shiraz. I got him stopping them in 9. Facts. I got that man stopping Shiraz, bro. I have no reason to pick Hamza Shiraz. I thought he lost to Carlos Adames. He didn't even look good look super strong at 160. You know, he didn't look bad, but I think that Hamza Shiraz, I think he's a little sheep in wolf's clothing. Notice what I said, sheep in wolf's clothing, not a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think he's a sheep in wolf's clothing. I think his prowess has been exaggerated. I think he's the beneficiary of being matched up conveniently. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the guys he fought up until this point, up until Carlos Adames, have been very conducive with his, or it's been very stylistically, the matchup has been very fortuitous for him, you know. So I think Carlos Adames was the first live dog that he really fought, and we seen what happened. I thought that he was a beneficiary of a robbery, and it ended a draw. I think Carlos Adames smoked him. I don't know how Carlos Adames got a draw, but it is what it is, man. He said Berlanga by stoppage under 7. Ooh, I'm telling you, Oscar, I got 9. Now when Eddie playing money games and throwing guys not named AJ or Connor on the bus, yeah, Ty, you right. Eddie looking shaky, baby. He said, Ayman Katayev, Eastern European, Australia, and pound for pound number 14 Australia. Shout out to my guy, James Daly, with the facts. Managed and promoted by Jim Cambosa. Hey, that's what's up, man. Now, I got David Morrell all day. I don't care if he's managed by Cambosas. I was going to hit you with a Shannon Sharp line, but I couldn't think of one, man. Cambosas. I don't know, man. I can't think of one, man. Beast Coasters? That ass. You ever see that funny that one movie what's it called, man? Euro Trip? He said Beast Cozy. Yeah, okay. By Cambosis, Beast Coasters, or Scoliosis. David Morrell at 5. Nah, I ain't gonna say David Morrell at 5, but I got David Morrell beating him though. But it's a tough fight because he's an undefeated guy, right? So he's not going to be an easy guy to put down. So David Morrell might lose, bro. I think it's gonna be a good fight. But I got David Morrell, man. But shout out to Kataev. I'm gonna do more research. I seen him fight once or maybe twice. I know I seen him fight once. I'm gonna do more research on him, James, and I appreciate that info. But I'm gonna do more research and see about it, man. But I think it's a very good card, but I got David Morrell winning that. But I got Berlanga stopping Hamza Shiraz, man. I got him stopping him. I'm talking about stopping him, popping him, and dropping him. You know what I'm saying? Berlanga in 7 for sure. You know, I just think Berlanga, a lot of people sleep on Berlanga. I'm not saying he's the best, but I definitely think he beats Hamza Shiraz. But Hamza Shiraz is a good fighter, though. Don't get me wrong. It can go either way. I'm not saying he's trash, but I do think that he's a beneficiary of nice matchmaking. And what do we know? Queensberry, right? Frank Warren. He might be the best matchmaker in all the boxing as far as the promoters go. You know, so, yeah, that is what it is, man. But now I want to move on to Ben Whittaker, man, a.k.a. Ben Whittaker, a.k.a. Mr. Too Excited, you know, no disrespect to him, you know, shout out to Ben Whittaker. I want to be very clear when I say this, man. I was rooting for Liam Cameron, but I knew Ben Whittaker would win. I didn't know he'll win like this, and 2 rounds is crazy. I thought Ben Whittaker was going to win by UD, even though I was rooting for Liam Cameron. I just like the way Liam Cameron carried himself throughout this whole ordeal, and I do, regardless of I'm right or wrong, I do feel like Ben Whittaker kind of got his way up out of the last fight. When things got hot, he had to run up out the kitchen, and he was very, very, very lucky to get out of there with that draw. You know what I'm saying? And Liam Cameron too, you know, because you know when you touch somebody on the outside of the ring, you could be disqualified. So the fact that it was called a draw, shout out to both of them. You know, they had the rematch like they were supposed to do. Big salute to them. However, you know, this is not Ben Whittaker's fault, but that stoppage was garbage. That stoppage was pure basura, garbage, and any other word that's synonymous with trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
That stoppage was terrible, man. I'm not saying Liam Cameron wasn't in trouble. I'm not saying Liam Cameron wasn't hurt. I'm not saying Liam Cameron was going to win. But that stoppage of the second round, like, come on, ref. Like, that was, and you know what's crazy? He might have stole the moment from Ben Whittaker. Ben Whittaker probably could have got him out of there more definitively, but the ref, he just jumped in there when Liam Cameron, he wasn't even looking crazy. Like, you know, and you know what's another premature stoppage too, I thought, was Frazier Clark and Ebenezer Tete. You know, I thought that was a premature stoppage as well, but it wasn't as bad as the Liam Cameron one. But, like, these refs got to chill out, man. Like, give him a standing 8 count. Like, give him a chance, bro. Don't just call it off. You know Liam Cameron and Ben Whittaker, they have history. You know they had a whole lot of contention going into this fight. It's like, bro, why would you stop it like that, man? You got to have some awareness, man. And you know what? Forget awareness. They got to have accountability, man. That ref should not be, they should be punished when they mess up. You know, Steve Willis too for tanking and Lamont Roach. I'm not saying anybody's exempt, you know, but we got to start punishing these refs because you are taking away opportunities from fighters like Liam Cameron, the guys that are less notable, even though Liam Cameron just got a deal, right? So shout out to him for his performance in Liam Cameron against Ben Whittaker the first time. But it's like, bro, you're taking opportunities away for these fighters that put their blood, sweat, and tears in it. They get punched on, you know what I'm saying? They get punches and get punched on. They potentially have sustain life-threatening injuries, man. You got to give them a fair shake, bro. I don't think Liam Cameron was down and out. And let him go down. Let him be down before you count him out, bro. I thought that was crazy, man. But once again, I want to emphasize, it's not Ben Whittaker's fault. You know, I think Ben did his thing, you know. I do have one gripe, though. I do have one gripe with Ben, man. I was watching the interviews, right? And Ben Whittaker said, the old Ben is back. I said, excuse me, said what? He said, the old Ben Whittaker is back.
What?
The old Ben? Bitch, you like 23 years old. What old Ben? You have 10 total fights. What old Ben? Like the clock? The old Ben, like the grandfather clock? That old Ben? What old Ben? I don't know who this old Ben is. If you are 10 fights in and you already have to revert to the old Ben to beat a guy like Liam Cameron, no disrespect to Liam Cameron, but he's not a high caliber fighter. I just want to know if you're already getting comfortable and you're already not doing the things that got you to this point, and you're blaming it on not being the old Ben, then how much can I really believe in you? What old Ben are we referencing? I don't know. Like, who have you fought to make me think that you're solidified? Like, shout out to Ben Whittaker, you know, but he has 10 fights. He's 9 wins and 1 draw. I'm sorry, but I don't think that he's some super contender because he beat Liam Cameron. I didn't think he was some super contender when he beat his fight before that against my guy from Nigeria. I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but his last fight he beat a guy from Nigeria who I thought was pretty good. You know, I thought that was a good win. But these aren't guys that are going to catapult you to the top 5 rankings or championship contention. Like, what are we talking about the old Ben? Like, I just feel like, yes, it's a dope win, and yes, I understand the emotion with it because, you know, he was being questioned, right? His integrity was being questioned, his heart was being questioned, his nuts was being questioned, his ankle was being all types of anatomy. All types of parts of his anatomy was being questioned, right? Because his ankle and they thought he might have faked it, you know what I'm saying? His heart, because people thought he didn't really want to fight, you know, and his skill level, right? But, you know, it's like, bro, you're criticized because you had a WWE Royal Rumble WrestleMania-esque ending to your last fight. And it seemed like when the kitchen got hot, you got out the kitchen, right? But it was still against a guy like Liam Cameron. You didn't do this against David Morrell or David Benavidez or Artur Beterbiev or Dimitri Bivol. You haven't shared the ring with these guys. So, like, you getting all emotional. It's like, it's just funny because I see people like, oh, you know, what are you going to say now about Ben Whittaker? Oh, Ben Whittaker's so sad. I'm so happy for him. What did he go through? Like, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm not sentimental enough. But to me, like, the stuff that Devin Haney is going through is way worse. Devin Haney's being made a meme of. Devin Haney's being questioned, and people talking about him like he wasn't a champion or the youngest ever undisputed champion on the male side in the 4-belt era. And they're teasing him and acting like he did something wrong because he got cheated. In fact, I just saw a little interview where this idiot Mike Coppinger. I like Mike Coppinger though, but this was, to me, they demonstrate some idiocy. So I'm gonna call it what it is. This idiot Mike Coppinger, he said, "Oh, I'm so happy for Ryan Garcia. He seems like he's in such a good place mentally." What good place mentally? You talking about the racist cheater? You worry about the mental, you talk about you worry about the state of mind and the mental stability of a guy who demonstrated racism, a guy who demonstrated cheating, a guy who demonstrated drinking, a guy who demonstrated disrespect for the sport. But you have no problem questioning the fortitude of Devin Haney, the guy who got cheated. Like, what kind of society do we live in? You worry about Ben Whittaker crying and acting like he just had some super triumph over Liam Cameron. But the guy who's been made fun of for over a year now, you're not worried about his mental stability? I just think it's great, bro. And I'm not even a big Devin Haney fan. I always repeat that to emphasize that it's not coming from a place of, oh yeah, Devin Haney's my favorite fighter. No, it's just boxing. It's just common sense. You see what I'm saying? It's just so funny how selective people are with their emotions and their sentiments and when they want to be not just sympathetic but also empathetic too. It's like, what are you talking about, man? Ben Whittaker took a tumble outside the ring like it was Royal Rumble. Yeah, man, and he had his ankle taped up. My God, my little godson could have taped up an ankle better than that. What are we talking about, man? Get out of here, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's a good win. Shout out to him. He got vindication, and I'm happy for him. But let's slow down. Being Liam Cameron, bro, relax. You know what I'm saying? You didn't move the needle. Like, I don't think that you are some type of super contender. I don't think that it's anything to be like, oh, he's so triumphant and the cards are stacked against him. It shouldn't have been that close against Liam Cameron in the first place. Really, we shouldn't even have to be at this point where you had a rematch. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you just got to be focused. And like I said, if you are reverting back to the old you and you lost your focus, I mean, we're all human. You know, we can all lose our focus, but that's not a good sign if you lose your focus in your 9th fight. That's crazy to me. So it doesn't do anything to make me feel like, oh, he's oh yeah, man, I'm so excited to see Ben Whittaker. I think he could be great. It actually gave me more doubts once I found out all that stuff. The way he celebrated, it actually gave me more doubts. So I feel like I know he's going to lose now. As soon as he steps up, oh, he's out of there. I don't care if he fights Joshua Boise. I don't care if he fights Beterbiev. I don't care if he fights Bivol, Benavidez, Morrell, Hot Rod Kaladzik, Callum Smith. Anybody at 175 that has any nuts about him, they're going to smoke him. They're going to smoke him. I'm telling you right now. Not too much on my boy, but my guy Styles in the building. What up? My bad, bro. I just don't get it, bro. People are acting like this man just, he was undisputed with the win over Liam Cameron. What are we talking about, man? But I'm not mad. Like I said, he did what he was supposed to do. I'm not mad. I cannot get mad at him for the premature stoppage. I do think it was premature, but I feel like the referee stole a moment from him. But all this stuff, oh yeah, I'm the old, I went back to the old Ben, man. I got Andy Lee and you know, I got my head back on straight. Why are you that distracted? Bro, you only have 10 fights. This is your 10th fight. Are you distracted already? You ain't even do nothing. I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about, man? We got 2 sets in the building. Nah, YN tracksuit, shiesty mask wearing Benjamin. That's the old Ben. Okay, my bad. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I need to be put on game, man. I don't know the old Ben. The only old Ben I know is that clock. You know what I'm talking about, Oscar? That's all I know. I don't know the old Ben, bro. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't know who the old Ben is. I'm sorry. Kendrick, I barely know the new Ben. You know what I'm talking about? I barely knew this Ben. So who's the old Ben? Shout out to my guy Kendrick in the building. Shout out to Ben. He humbled up and got back to it. I guess so. I don't know. Shout out to y'all, because I don't think that's a shout out at all. I don't think that's shout out worthy at all. I think that's more scary. I think it's more troublesome. I think it's more worrisome that you are having to revert to the old Ben. Like, bro, you don't have nothing yet. You see what I'm saying? As far as making the name, I don't. How'd you get lost in the sauce already? You know what I'm saying? You have 10 fights. This was your 10th fight. You have 9 wins. Can you imagine Abdullah Mason came back and said, "Oh man, I got to go back to the old Abdullah." Bitch, who's and I'm like, what are we talking about, man? That's what I be saying, man. Fighters be trying to be, they be, and no, not fighters, people, not just fighters, anything and anybody, you know, they be trying to get the gratification instantaneously. You know what I'm saying? They want that microwave championship, you know, they want to get the respect without earning the respect. You know, they want to be Money Mayweather without being Pretty Boy Floyd. Yeah, they want to be Payday Canelo without being Saul Alvarez. You see what I'm saying? You know, a lot of us called him Saul Alvarez. Not saying that he wasn't always known as Canelo, because he got Canelo, the cinnamon name, as a young child because of his appearance, right? But I'm saying a lot of people called him Saul Alvarez, and then he became the one name, like Prince. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, rest in peace, Prince. We call him Prince because I ain't got to say nothing. You know, I say Prince, that's it. I don't need the last name. So when you say Canelo, that's it. You don't need the last name, but you got to get there first. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through the Saul Alvarez phrase. You can't just come out with long dreads. You got to go through the ugly little, you know what I'm saying? You got to go through the ugly little what's it called, wick phase. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through the ugly wick phase. You can't just come out looking like Buju Banton and Bob Marley out the gate. You feel what I'm saying? So people don't want to do the hard part first. You want to talk about, oh, I'm back to the old Ben. Man, what you talking about? Oh, the old Ben. What are we doing? He finna get clapped up. I'm telling you right now. As soon as he steps up, he's getting clapped. Well, I'm telling you. I thought it was premature until I rewatched. We watched Cameron was damn near out of his feet. Refs say the British refs be saving fighters for hell no. I watched that thing. I rewatched it too. It was 2 rounds. That's it. Hell no. Give him a standing 8 count, bro. You give him a standing 8. You don't call it, bro. Hell no, bro. That was premature. Teta was premature. Ebenezer Teta. We're not gonna talk about that because who cares about Ebenezer Teta, right? I think he's from Ghana or he's from Cameroon. One of the two. Either Ghana. Okay, he's either Ghanaian or Cameroonian. No one's gonna talk about Fraser Clark and Ebenezer Teta. That was premature too. Like, give the fighters a chance, man. Bro, these are punches that are being thrown. You know how accurate these are pugilists. You know what I'm saying? You know how accurate and precise their punches are. Bro, I might get wobbled a little bit. Gosh dang, bro. Let me get wobbled a little bit, and then you know what I'm saying. Give me a standing 8. You feel me? And then let me get back at it, bro. You know. It's nah, bro. Hell nah. Hell nah. If that was, let's say it wasn't Liam Cameron, right? Let's say that was Let's say it wasn't Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron. Bro, if that was like Canelo and David Benavidez, we'd be mad. We'd be mad. If that was like, I don't know, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, we'd be mad. Give him a chance, bro. Nah, bro. Like I said, I'm not mad at it because I think Ben Whittaker would have won. But even if I'm Ben Whittaker, I would be mad at the ref too. Not mad, like, you know, because I won, you know what I'm saying? But I would be like, dang, bro, like, you kind of stole away my moment, because now people could be like, oh yeah, there's a premature stoppage. We might need to see part 3. No, bro. I mean, Ben Whittaker won. I'm not taking away anything from Ben Whittaker. But that referee, nah, bro, that was premature as hell, bro. That was premature as hell, bro. He said, hey, yo, wait, what'd I say? I don't even say Prince. I just, hey, yo. Nah, bro, that was crazy.
What do you mean by that?
Hey, nah, Styles, you wildin'. Nah, you wildin', bro. I can't even say you on that one. Hey, yo. Hold on now. That was, I don't even say Prince, I just moaned?
What?
Nah, stop, nah. Hey, give Styles the boot, man. Fire feed out. Fire feed out. Fire feed out. Shout out to my boy Styles, man. Shout out to my boy Styles, man. He's also carrying a protest. He was there. No, I agree with that. I would say, okay, now see, Kevin, I was with you with the first part. The last part, you wild. He was thanking the ref. Come on, bro. I agree with you. He didn't protest, but did you watch? I know sometimes you watch interviews, but did you watch the interview with Liam Cameron? He was like, man, he said, I won in life, man. He's like, bro, he seemed like very humble. He said, bro, it is what it is. You know, I'm not the type to be up there protesting and stuff like that. I don't think he was happy, but I just think that, you know, sometimes it's like, bro, when have we ever seen a fighter get mad and it got overturned, right? I mean, even people complained about the overturning of Devin Haney. That wasn't because he got mad. It was because the dude, the dummy, tested positive. Even when they hear Albright and Keyshawn Davis, granted it wasn't PEDs for Keyshawn, but it was marijuana, and marijuana is illegal in the state of Texas, which is the venue in which they fought. And it wasn't because anybody got mad. It's just the rules were broken. So, you know, look at Lamont Roach got mad. He still didn't get his points back. So I think some people are better at, I'm not saying it's the right thing or the wrong thing, because I think I would be mad. I'm not saying being mad is wrong, but I don't think being mad would have solved anything in that point because we haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? So whether he was mad or not, shit, what was it going to change? You know, I just think he might not be that type of person to go crazy like that. But yeah, I don't think, I thought it was wrong, man. But hey, to each his own, man. To each his own, man. It's the old bed. You know what I'm talking about? He went back to the old bed, Kendrick. Hey, he went back to the old bed. What do I yeah, Styles, you Wallace. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he went back to the old bed, man, you know, so he said Cameron got humbled. He wasn't talking that talk before. Maybe he did. Hey, maybe now I will say that. No protest. Speaking of protesting, you're not gonna get no protest from me. That right hand was mean. I'm talking about he did the you know what I'm saying? He did a nasty two-step. I'm talking about drink in my two-step. Like he had his drink and his two-step. Oh, who's that? Drink in my two-step. My drink and my two-step. Got my drink and my. That's is that Cassidy? Yeah, Cassidy of Swiss Beats. Yeah, he had that Cassidy of Swiss Beats joint. He had his drink and his two-step. He looked drunk and dancing. You know what I'm saying? He was dancing while drunk. So that right hand was that act right. But yeah, you see what I did there? That act right. Yeah. But yeah, that right hand was that act right. So he was definitely effed up. But nah, bro, you like let him go down, bro. Like he don't seem like a soft person, you know. Like, and obviously they're fighters, you know. So even if we think a fighter is soft relative to other fighters, none of them are really soft. So give him an opportunity, bro. I feel like he stole it from. Like I said, I'm not saying that he would have won, but gosh dang, bro. Imagine, rest in peace, Diego Corrales and Castillo. If that was stopped, bro, Diego Corrales would have lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, guys, I'm not saying you let it go to that point, but man, you gotta give fighters a chance, bro. You gotta give fighters a chance, dog. You know, so that to me that felt like, you know, like when you fighting, if you fight somebody, you know, those of you that been in a little squabble in real life, it's like when you're fighting somebody and somebody get a good hit, and that's what everybody want to come and break it up. Oh no, hell no, I might hit you. You better let me go. You know, you gonna let him get off, and then you want to break it up? No, let me get off too. You know what I'm saying? So no, hell no, bro. I might hit you. You try to hold me back too much. I'm gonna get mine. I got to get mine back. That's what, sometimes it feels like that. It's like the referees are just waiting for the A side to land one good punch and then stop it. Like, come on, dog. Like that, I don't know, man. I don't like it. I thought that was whack. I thought that was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought that was horrible. Like I said, I think I'm not, and this is no knock on Ben Whittaker. This part I'm knocking him for talking about going back to the old him. You know, so like he Dr. Dre or something in the Chronic album, talking about go back to the old Dre, go back to the old. Who is Ben? Who's the new Ben? Who's the old Ben? I don't know Nam Ben. You know what I'm saying? I know I like Ben Whittaker, but the old Ben, but you got 10 fights. Anyway, like I said, I'm not knocking him. It's not his fault, but that stoppage, I don't know. I ain't like that, man. I didn't like that, but shout out to him, and he got his redemption, you know what I'm saying? Vindication. You know, I'm happy that he's able to put that behind him, you know, but I don't blame Liam Cameron for that. I mean, you're going to talk trash. You know, if I was Liam Cameron, I would have, and if I'm the one that seemingly got grabbed and flipped over, I'd have been mad too. But like, you know, bro, you try to get up out of there, you know. But he was talking trash, and now, you know, Ben Whittaker got to him. So shout out to him. But like I said, going into the fight, I thought Ben Whittaker was gonna win, but I didn't think it was gonna be a 2-round stoppage, you know. But I was rooting for Liam Cameron. I said, what about the boy Pally? Even his own commentators were acting like, 1, he lost to a bum, and 2, he didn't beat a title contender. Yeah, they was tripping. Yeah, his own commentators are trash. Every single one of them, man. They're all garbage.
Know your fucking place, trash.
You think that's because of differences in the commissions? That's a good question. Maybe, Kendrick. I don't know. British, I've noticed a difference compared to American. There's definitely a difference in how the rest call. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Kendrick. Maybe it's because they were over there across the pond. You know, I don't know what it is, but I didn't like I said, it happened twice, and both of those what they had in common. Fraser Clark, Ebenezer Teta, it was across the pond, and now Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron across the pond. Maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, man. That's a good observation though. Yeah, I'll have to look. I'm gonna try to stay aware of that and see, you know, if I see more premature. Let me rephrase that. If I see more fights that I consider to be premature, because like you said, Kendrick don't feel like it's premature. Hey, some people don't. I'm gonna start to be more aware of the location or the region that they're in and see if it happen, if more fights that I consider to be premature stoppages, if that happens more often, more frequently in this place versus that place. I haven't really paid attention to that to give an answer, so I don't know. Speaking about another fight over there, Josh Padley. Yeah, man, I thought the commentators were trash. They acted like Josh Padley. Oh, he bounced back, man. He showed you what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take a little dig at Shakur now. Shakur talk about, yeah, man. You know, he learned a lot from my fight. Bitch, what? It was short notice, bro. Like, I don't like. I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh yeah, the electrician. He learned a lot from fighting Shakur. What you mean he learned a lot? His last fight before you. Why do you think he got the Shakur fight? His fight before Shakur, like Oscar already spelled out in the chat, he got the Shakur fight because he upset somebody already. The guy that he beat was Mark Thunder Chamberlain. Mark Chamberlain was one of Turkey's guys, right? He was supposed to be in line to get the Denise Berinchyk fight. If Josh Padley wouldn't have upset him, we could be looking at a whole nother title holder instead of Keyshawn Davis. It could be Mark Thunder Chamberlain, or Denise Berinchyk could have beat Thunder Chamberlain and he still retained the title. But Keyshawn Davis was able to get that opportunity because Josh Padley upset Mark Thunder Chamberlain, who was in line to get Denise Berinchyk next. So it's not like Josh Padley was just some guy they put up off the street in 4 days and put him against Shakur. This guy's a good fighter. Now, he wasn't a full-time fighter because he was obviously an electrician, but it wasn't like he just lucked up and got in that position, man. He was a ranked guy that was fighting a contender. So this guy knows how to fight. And then he fought Shakur in 4 days notice. So people talk about, oh yeah, man, he learned a lot from Shakur. I'm not saying he didn't learn nothing from Shakur. I'm not saying that didn't motivate him or remotivate him, or, you know what I'm saying? But slow down, bro. Josh Padley wasn't some guy that they just brought up off the street, never boxed before, and they just groomed him into a good boxer after he fought Shakur. What are we talking about? That's not what happened. He put up a good effort against Shakur. He got major backing because of the Shakur fight. And he's able to box full time now. So he should look better. And this is his first time we're seeing him when he has a full camp. So yeah, he stopped a guy that you never heard of. Did I hear about this guy? No, I don't think I heard of this guy that he beat. So people acting like, oh, the guy was, you know, like he was just some incompetent fighter before. Like, what are we talking about, man? Relax. Josh Padley, I mean, if Martin Bakole looks good in the next fight, are we going to credit that to Joseph Parker? If Martin Bakole comes out and folds and rolls and beats the hell out of Efe Ajagba, are we going to say, oh, yeah, it's because of Joseph Parker? What are we talking about, dog? Like, people... Exactly. Thank you, Kendrick. Padley beat a tune-up. That's my point. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you 1,000%. Like, no knocking Padley looked good. But I'm not... That win doesn't move the needle, and nor does that win make it seem like, oh, that's a great win for. I saw somebody say, oh man, that's a great win for Shakur. Now Shakur, that win, it was already an okay win. It could never be a good win because of the circumstances that surrounded the fight. Because he did stop him, but he fought him in 4 days. It's not Shakur's fault, but the fact remains that it was a late replacement. So I can't get too excited for that win. However, I never thought Padley was a bad fighter. But you see, this is what happens when you deal with stupids, right? The stupids, the stupid ones, they didn't know Josh Padley before. So they just assumed that Josh Padley was some trash fighter, and they just assumed that he was going to fight again and get rolled it up. You know what I'm saying? Rolled it. Gosh dang. Rolled it up. It's crazy. He was just going to get rolled up. No, Josh Padley was a good fighter, and that's why he got the opportunity to fight Shakur. He wasn't some scrub that got the fight, you know. He was just a guy that wasn't heard of, and goes back to how I opened up the show. Familiarity with the fighter doesn't make him good, and a lack of familiarity with the fighter doesn't make them bad. Josh Padley's a good fighter. He beat Mark Thunder Chamberlain. You see what I'm saying? So him bouncing back and beating this unknown guy, relatively unknown guy, I'm not surprised. Why would I be surprised? The only way you'd be surprised if you didn't know Josh Padley in the first place. So if you didn't know Josh Padley, then of course you're going to be surprised if he gets a win, because you think that you're probably a Shakur hater maybe, and you think that, oh, he was going to lose, and you're going to try to talk trash about Shakur, about somebody else beating an electrician or a plumber or whatever you want to call him. He's an electrician, but people call him a plumber as well. But that's not the case. He's a good fighter, and he fought under 4 days notice. Same with Ishmael Davis. He fought his last 2 fights. One was 6 days notice. The other one was 10 days notice. He's not a bad fighter. So if he comes back and bounces back and gets a full camp and he wins his next fight, you shouldn't be surprised. Am I going to say, oh, that's a win that ages well because he won a bounce back fight for Boachuk? No. Am I going to say it's a win that ages well for Josh Kelly? No. So I'm not going to say that Josh Padley is yet a win that aged well for Shakur. Like, we don't say wins age well until the guy wins a championship. That's why I say Mario Barrios aged well against Gervonta Tank Davis, because Mario Barrios won a freaking championship. When I say, Esau People Cruz aged well at the time, not now, but at the time, it aged well because he went and won a championship. That's why that aged well for Tank. Saul Canelo Alvarez, that win that Floyd Mayweather got over him aged well because Canelo is a very decorated champion. We don't say that wins age well because the guy turns around and wins a tune-up fight. Like, I swear, like, I don't know. People just be talking out the side of their necks. You know what I'm saying? Out the side of that, my guy Ty says Josh is a zero snatcher, so if you're not elite, you're not getting past the electric. You feel me? You not getting past the electrified electrician easy, right? He a zero snatcher. He gonna snatch that donut now. He gonna take that donut hole. You pause. Hey, Styles, man. I don't know. That just sounded inappropriate. I don't know. That take that donut hole just sounds inappropriate. He gonna take the donut is what I'm saying, like the O. You know what I'm saying? He gonna take that. So Josh Padley's not no bum. He's not no bum, man. Thoughts on Dalton Smith? You wanna know my thoughts on Dalton Smith? For real? You really wanna know my thoughts on Dalton Smith, Kendrick? I got you. Here are my thoughts right here.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Dalton Smith still trash. Let me wake me up when Dalton Smith fights for a title. You know what I'm saying? He's still calling out Adam Azim and stuff. Now all of a sudden he want to fight Alberto Puello when Alberto Puello conveniently has a fight. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, no Diddy. I was wilding. You see what I'm saying? Hey, man, don't forget to smack that like button for your boy, man. And also, man, consider becoming a member, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to all the members. You feel me? That's the thing, though, Kendrick. It's like, you know, do y'all think it's coincidence? Like, who after he beat Matthew Germain, he dropped him 3 times on the way to a decision victory. I'm not knocking Dalton Smith. Shout out to Dalton Smith, right? But let's relax a little bit, right? He's kind of like Ben Whittaker. I mean, he's more proven than Ben Whittaker, but I'm gonna put him in that same boat. You know what I'm saying? Put him in that same boat. It's like, why are we getting excited for Dalton Smith being Matthew Germain? Was he not supposed to beat him? Like seriously? I know I said earlier that there's no gimmies in boxing, but gosh dang it, that was almost a gimme now. Let's not get ridiculous, right? And I wouldn't even mind that. But who did he call out, chat? Alberto Puello. Conveniently, who just got announced before he fought that Alberto Puello was fighting Subro Matias. That's the one he conveniently fought. He didn't call out Gary Anton Russell. Nah, he didn't call him out. He didn't call out, well, I mean, Richardson Hitch is occupied too, but that would have been a little better. Because at least I haven't seen that been officially announced yet, right? Richardson Hitchens and Kambosos hasn't been officially announced yet. He didn't call out Richardson Hitchens. Who's the other champion? Who he call? Alberto Puello, Gary Anton Russell. Oh, Teofimo. Okay, don't call out Teofimo. Teofimo has a fight with Barbosa. I get Teofimo. I get not calling out Teofimo. But why you ain't call out Richardson Hitchens? Why you ain't call out Gary Anton Russell? Really, Gary Anton Russell. You called out Alberto Puello. You know, okay. The first time you called out a champion, he conveniently just got an official announcement for a fight. Yeah, sure. I don't believe it, bro. I'm not worried about Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith is one of those guys that I will watch because I like boxing so much. I'm not watching because of him. I used to like him, you know, so I was rooting for him and stuff like that. But when you want to call out Adam Azim after knocking out Jorge Zepeda, that shows me that you don't really want to fight for real. You know what I'm saying? You know, Russell would be good for Russell. Good for Russell. Yeah, facts, exactly. Destroys him. Easy money. He said he taking them to the holy moly donut shop with Diddy. Hey, yo.
All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
The holy moly donut shop with P. Diddy. Hey, come on, Oscar, chill out, bro. Diddy improves that donut cover. Chill out, bro. Chill out. No Diddy, man. No Diddy, man. Chill out, man. Okay. I'm about to open up the Discord after this next topic, man. So please, if you want to join, get ready to join. But before I do, I got to go on my little spiel, chat. Now, this really pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. It's really pissed me off, dog. And those of you that know me, I think you know where I'm going. As you see, she right there. She right there. She right there, boss. We about to talk about Gabriela Fundora, man. One time for the ladies. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Gabriela Fundora, man. Gabriela Fundora just obliterated, mollywopped, decapitated gosh dang Marilyn Badillo on her fight this past weekend, where she got the the recognition that she so rightfully deserves, being a headline to defend her undisputed championship at 112 pounds, because you know she represents the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, male or female. Female is Gabriela Fundora. All the boxers Gabriela Fundora. On the male side is Devin Haney. I always mention that because I want to give Devin Haney his respect, because a lot of people think that Devin Haney is a trash fighter now, even though he's the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. He just got surpassed by Gabriela Fundora, but he's still the youngest undisputed on the male side. But Gabriela, she's the youngest undisputed in the 4-belt era, period, man. So shout out to her when she won her 4 belts, undisputed at 112 pounds, flyweight division against Gabriela Alanis. And she just defended against Marilyn Badia, and she beat the hell out of her, right? And I'm hearing that Gabriela Fundora is a weight bully. A weight bully? That's what we doing, bro. Like, dude, I swear we don't really like boxing, bro. We like the dramatics of boxing. We like the drama of boxing. Like, go watch Guiding Light, Young and the Restless, General Hospital, something like that. What are we talking about, man? Bold and the Beautiful. Like, leave this girl alone, bro. Like, Jerron Boots Ennis is an IBF champion. He's a weight bully. If you know boxing, IBF champ, being in the IBF sanctioning body, that is the most difficult sanctioning body to actually make weight, because they implement their own rehydration limitation. They have their own rehydration clause. There's no need for you to put it in yourself. It's already there by default. So if you're a champion in the IBF division, that means that you are probably the most legit when it comes to actually being in your appropriate weight class. Shout out to Gabriela Fundora. She is undisputed at all 4 weight classes. I keep hearing that she's the weight bully. She's the weight bully. Bitch, do you know the difference between height and weight? They're saying, oh, because she's so much taller. Weight divisions aren't separated by height, man. It's not a vertical dimension. It's weight, because weight is closer to a force. You know what I'm saying? So it tries to show you, it tries to equate the people how much force you could probably generate, or how much space you occupy, or something like that when you talk about the size. I keep telling people, man, when we say the largest land animal, we don't say a giraffe. A giraffe is the tallest land animal. An elephant is the largest. It's the biggest. Biggest, being big, is not just a vertical dimension. Those words are not synonymous. Weight divisions are separated by weight, not height. So just because she's tall, that doesn't mean that she's too big for the division. As long as she makes weight, she's good. So people try to make her into a weight bully, man. She destroyed the shout out to Marilyn Badia. No disrespect to her. Big salute to her. But basically what the weight is trying to determine how much space you occupy. You know what I'm saying? Or how much force you can generate. You can look at it like that. However you want to look at it. It's not just, oh, how tall you are, or how long you are, how big your shoe size is, or how much your reach is. No, it's about, you know, measuring your mass as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And as a whole, it don't matter if she's long this way and you're long this way. If you're fat and short, and she's skinny and tall, it does not matter, man. As long as you all represent the same amount of weight, you're good. So shout out to Gabriela Fundora. As long as she makes weight, she got to keep doing her thing, man. And the fact, and you know what emphasizes the fact that she's not a weight bully? What did she say afterwards? And if you are loyal to this channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Before the fight, she said the same thing that she said after the fight. And that was that she could potentially move down to go get undisputed at over there too, which is junior flyweight, which is 108 pounds. Does that sound like somebody that's a weight bully? So if she goes down, right, you still gonna say she was a weight bully at 112? You told me, you showed me how many weight bullies are going down. David Benavidez, last time I checked, he moved his fat ass up. Devin Haney, no disrespect, he moved his fat ass up. They're not Ryan Garcia, no disrespect, he moved his fat ass up. Well, all disrespect, I don't like him. Ryan Garcia, he moved his fat ass up. So you show me what weight bullies are going down, or contemplating going down, or even flirting or teasing with going down. You tell me, I'll wait. I'll wait. Just a bunch of haters, bro. You just a bunch of insecure, unhappy, unaccomplished haters, dog. Like, it's so crazy, bro. People will hate on anybody and anything, man. I just don't understand it, man. Gabriela Fundora is one of the, well, you don't say she's a great, just like all the other champions. Jerron Boots Ennis is a great representation for champions in boxing. Gabriela Fundora is a good representation for champions in boxing. You know, anybody else you want to name, and the rest of the champions, man. Ja Pataya is a good representation. Terrence Crawford, all these fighters, you know, some of these fighters that get so much criticism. It's like, bro, at this point, you just want to talk about something. Why not talk about something good? I can't believe that they really calling that girl a weight bully, bro. That joke is crazy to me, bro. I don't care how much she blows up. I don't even care how much she blows up now. I don't care if she made weight 112 and she came in at 132. I don't care, bro. She made weight, bro. She made weight, bro. Go argue with your mama, man. She's definitely not a weight bully, dog. It's crazy to me, bro. It is what it is. No maes Fundora. She cooked. She definitely cooked. She definitely could. If she goes down, then she is a weight. If she goes down, then she is a weight bully. It's crazy to me, bro. You can't win for losing. You definitely can't. You definitely can't lose. Win for losing. You can't win for losing. You can't lose for winning. Guys, dang. Well, I guess you can lose for winning. Let me rephrase that. So yeah, man, I'm opening up the Discord, man. Anybody want to join? Hey, Gabriela Fundora is like it's crazy to me, bro. Oh. Also, too, one more thing before I switch topics. You know, for our switch topic. Well, I was gonna switch topics, man. What was the first switch topics? Oh, and you know, my bad. I should have broke that down a little more, man. No disrespect to anybody, but you know I'm an engineer, so when I those you know, F equals ma, right? So that's why I said force, right? Because weight is a force, right? I should have broke that down a little more. I don't no disrespect to people who know, but so the reason why I said this equate to the force that you could generate or the force that you represent, if you will, is because F equals ma. Force, which is F, equals M, which is mass, which is A, which is acceleration. What is weight? How do we calculate weight? On Earth, we calculate weight equals mg. M is mass. That's easy, right? So F would be the W. So the force would be the weight. The M would be the mass still. And then the G would be the acceleration, which is the gravitational pull, which is measured in acceleration, meters per second squared. So that's why when I say weight is a force, for you not so smart guys that try to pretend like you're smart and try to question shit, the reason why I say that it's closer, divisions are separated by force is because weight is a force, because you calculated weight equals mass times gravity, or F equals mass times acceleration. That's why I said that. I just had to make sure people knew what I was talking about, because you know people like to question things when somebody smarter than them says something and they don't respect it. You know, you ain't got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 degrees that respect it. You know what I'm saying? Respected enough for society respects my intelligence. You ain't got to. Your stupid ass. I hate physics. Oh yeah, you're right, fam. I appreciate it. I thought weight was bad. Oh no, yeah. Our Earth, yeah, you got to factor in the gravity. No, you good. I just wanted to break that down because I could hear people say, oh, he said, oh, weight is a force. Yes, because it is a force, you know. So, but yeah, I'm about to open up the disc. Oh, one more thing before you get to it. One more thing, man. And you know I don't like talking about this dude right here because I kind of talked about him earlier, but it was a cheating ass. But Ryan Garcia came out and he said that I just thought this was funny, man. The man's so delusional, bro. And people are so deluded for believing him. So the man came out and said that Haney was a harder fight than Tank. Let me say that again. Ryan Garcia said Devin Haney was a harder fight than Gervonta Tank Davis.
Bullshit!
And look, before y'all think I'm about to bring my GTD chain out, this is not what it's about, man. This is not what it's about. It's not about comparing Gervonta to Devin Haney. But my point is that how can you say somebody's a harder fight than the guy that knocked you out? The only way, in my opinion, that you could say a fight was harder is if you reference it to another fighter that knocked you out or beat you up and washed you, right? So Gervonta Tank Davis KO'd you, and then Devin Haney, you had to cheat to be comfortable getting in the ring with him. You can't compare nothing to those fights, especially unless it's in a complimentary light. If it's in a complimentary fashion, I don't want to hear you talk about that, because then you say, oh, I want a rematch with Gervonta and he wouldn't dare fight me at 145. Bitch, he fights at 135. Why would he fight you at 145? But you see what's so funny, because the narrative will be that, oh, Gervonta Tank Davis he's scared to fight Ryan Garcia at 145. Duh. Aren't you supposed? It's not scared like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Not scared like that. But aren't you supposed to not want to fight guys that are outside of your weight class? That's typically how it goes. It's so funny. Like, I'll go back to Boots again. We demonizing guys for staying in their weight division and fighting, but then when they don't, you know, and if they're too good, then they're a weight bully like Gabriela Fundora. So when people stay in their proper weight class and they dominate, it's because they're a weight bully. But then when you stay in your weight class, and even when you beat somebody, oh, it's because you're compromising your opponent. And if you don't want to move up, it's because you're scared. But you never fought there before. But you're scared to move up. But then the guy that wants you to move up after he hasn't even fought at 145 or 147 or 140. He fought at 140 one time and he cheated. Yeah, because Devin Haney, a lot of people don't realize this, but Devin Haney was his first fight. No, sorry, his second fight that he was actually scheduled that was actually at 140. His first one was Oscar Duarte. By the way, he didn't make weight. He came in at 143. And his other fight was Devin Haney. Coincidentally, he didn't make weight again. So the guy that never made weight at 140 is trying to tell the guy who fights at 135 to come up to fight him. But somehow, if the guy who's smaller doesn't, he's scared. But then Gabriela Fundora, who fights in her proper weight class, she's a weight bully. So isn't Ryan Garcia by definition a weight bully then? Isn't he trying to weight bully people? But we just go say, oh, Gervonta Tank Davis is scared to go up and fight him. We're not going to call it for what it is. We're not going to say Ryan Garcia is trying to weight bully him. Just like he tried to weight bully Devin Haney and PED bully Devin Haney. And he weight bullied Oscar Duarte. The man's a habitual weight bullier. Weight bullier. What was it? His fights before that too against Javier Fortuna, even though it wasn't his fault. Javier Fortuna requested it. That was at a catch weight. And so was a fight before that. I can't remember the guy's name. What's his name? The guy before that, y'all know what I'm talking about. That was also a catch weight. But we say somebody was weight bullying him because he fought at 135 and he gave him an extra pound. He was weight draining him. Sorry. So we have weight drainers, we have weight bullies, we have PED users. Come on, bro. Yo, we got J Mel in the building. What's good, brethren? Oscar Perez, my guy. Bless up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to y'all, man. We got Thomas Hill in the building. What's good, brethren? Big salute, man. But yeah, I just think it's crazy, man. What are we talking about? It's like we want to call people weight bullies. We want to call people weight drainers. But the people that are actually doing the, moving suspect, the ones that are actually moving a little shaky, a lot of shaky, we don't want to say nothing. The man said that that Devin Haney was a harder fight than Tank. He probably does really believe that's why he cheated. But who's saying that he didn't cheat against Tank? He probably cheated against Tank. Just because you got your ass kicked don't mean you ain't cheat. It's like I tell people all the time, just because you cheating on the test don't mean you're gonna pass that bit. And just because you failed it don't mean you didn't cheat. You cheated and got the F. You couldn't even pass by cheating. You cheated and still failed. You see what I'm saying? So just because you cheat don't mean you're gonna win. I have no doubt that Ryan Garcia probably been cheating. He just got caught. Oscar Duarte, he accused Ryan Garcia. If you paid attention, you know. If you paid attention to this channel, you know. I can show you the documentation where Oscar Duarte accused Ryan Garcia of cheating. He said that dude's on PEDs. But you know, Oscar Duarte signed to another Oscar. And that Oscar shut him up. You see what I'm saying? That Oscar Duarte, he signed to a whole nother Oscar. You know? And that Oscar De La Hoya shut him up.
You dumbass.
Oscar Duarte. Now, accusations don't mean that it's true, but I think it looks a very tad bit of lot of colossal, a little tad bit colossal size suspicious if you were accused of cheating in one fight and then the very next fight you actually get caught cheating. I think a bitch is cheating. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's pretty safe to say he been cheating. You know, I think it's pretty safe. You know, I'm just saying, I was going to say I'm not a scientist, but technically I am, you know. I am not a doctor, but technically I am, you know. I'm just saying, when there's smoke, there's fire, you know. The guy got accused of cheating, and then the very next fight, he got caught cheating. Yeah. What do you know? Coincidence. Yeah, sure. But it's just crazy, bro. It's just like I see people checking on the mental stability of Ryan Garcia, and it's just wild to me, man. The man came out with a straight face and said, oh, Tank was a harder fight. I mean, Devin Haney was a harder fight, and Tank stopped you, and then you're saying another fight was harder that you cheated in. You should have said Devin Haney was your easiest fight, shouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense if Devin Haney was your easiest fight? That's what you should have said. That's what you should have said. You should have said Devin Haney was your easiest fight. That's the one you got caught cheating, huh? Bum. Anyway, let's keep it going. I see some fellas in the back. You know what I'm talking about? The homies done pulled up. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already, man. As soon as you enter the chat, that should be the first thing you do, man. You feel me? Keep us going and growing, man. You know what I'm saying? Keeps us going and growing. The first thing you should do is, gosh, they smack that like button for your boy. And consider becoming a member as well, you know? Consider becoming a member. Listen, $3 a month, man. Keep it going and growing. Keep it going and growing. Shout out to my guy Kendrick in the back. Shout out to my guy Oscar in the back. What it do, fellas?
What's good?
What's good, man? How are you?
Oh, Oscar was just talking. Maybe he can't talk.
Oh Lord.
He was going in on Ron DeSantis for a second. He was about to smoke him. But yeah.
Let me pull him out and pull it back up. Oh my goodness. Yes, sir, man. Yo, Oscar, you there? Nope. Try one more time. Yo, Oscar, you there? Yeah, pull up, Ty. Pull up, Ty. It's all good. What's good with you though, man?
Man, I got a hot take, man. I know you talked about it before I got into the chows in the class, so I couldn't,
Okay.
But
Yo.
Yo, we good now.
Stevenson, there you go.
You know, if my shit don't fuck up, that means I'm not here.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Something wrong. Go ahead, though, Kendrick. What you say about your hot take? I don't mind revisit. We can talk about anything.
Shakur Stevenson, in hindsight, did fuck up by choosing Eddie Hearn.
Ooh, talk to me.
He should have chose Oscar De La fucking Hoya.
I see what you're doing. Okay.
In hindsight,
the results speak for themselves. The results speak for themselves at the end of the day. Who is he the co-main event to?
Freaking Berlanga.
Some dude that ain't do shit but lose to somebody great.
Yep. Yep.
And that natural weight bully.
Yeah, and somebody who De La Hoya built off of a bunch of bums.
Yep.
So, looking back, I'm like, maybe Shakur should have just did it. He wouldn't have had to deal with this Kid Austin bullshit.
Nope.
Let's say he did get injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
He still would have got a fight against an opponent that Oscar would have made seem like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing about Oscar is he is good at. I gotta give it to him. He's good at making dudes who really may or may not deserve it pay-per-view guys or headliners.
That's true. He is good at that. They all got their strengths. That's a fact.
Yeah, he's good at his job. Let's be honest. He's good at promoting his fighters. He's great at his job.
I gotta give it to him.
Yep. So he would have got that Zepeda fight immediately.
Well, immediately.
So he says. So. I will give Oscar that. I won't doubt that. I gotta give him that. I would say that he would have did that.
Cat.
You don't think he would have given it to him?
There's plenty of
with
outside of Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
Every major black guy that went across the street signed to him under the same, that sales pitch he gave. He didn't get the fucking fight.
But he not full black though. He know full black boy.
He know full black. He know full black. He know full black.
For people that know, ask how he did Tito.
Ask who time my bad.
That's how they did Tito. The money wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Tito Puerto Rican though.
It's either you ain't getting the fight or you ain't getting your money.
He said Tito Puerto Rican. Hey, well, Shakur Puerto Rican too. Puerto Rican.
Hey, have you ever seen that video of like the African guy whenever they ask him like, "Will you marry a girl or a gal that makes more money than you?" And then he's like, "I will never do such a thing." That's Oscar. Whenever like he gets fighter.
Nah, I never seen that video.
Then look it up. It's like
what country you from?
No, Africa. It just put like asking African guys if they will marry a woman.
I'm saying what country in Africa? I was asking. They didn't say.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't say.
Ever.
He was like, I would never do such a thing.
I'm probably Nigerian. If I had to guess.
Right. Sounds like it.
Yeah. I never seen it. I gotta look it up. Yeah, man. If you can't send it to me on the DM, man. But no, I mean, see, my only pushback would be, I have no pushback, but my stance would be the same, is that I understand, like, the same thing I gave him the excuse for PBC, right? I understand him not doing that simply because that's the same position he was in at Top Rank as far as not getting Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying, with Top Rank. So I was like, I understand why he didn't go to Golden Boy to get Zepeda, especially because he's a champion there. You know, if you're going to do that, if anything, you would do PBC, because at least, you get the unification with Tang, and that's your biggest payday with Tang. So, but yeah, I don't. it's hard to argue with Kendrick because I agree. I don't think that's a bad. It's a hot take, but I don't think it's a hot take like it's blasphemous. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great take.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think about it, but I would still, in my opinion, even with hindsight being 2020, I still do what Shakur did. I feel like sometimes you got to find out, man. And so
the missing part of that,
mm-hmm.
or like what I would add to it was like, yeah, in hindsight it looks better.
Yeah.
But at the moment, Eddie Hearn was the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
But
is
right,
it like a yes and no? But because I think the plan with Shakur with Eddie was gonna be like him moving up because he was promoting him like that. But he never moved up and he just got stuck at a death division.
And it's like, bro, what I look like, gosh dang, I'm the champ, man. And I know people, I know your pride,
exactly.
You know, it is pride. Yeah, what you say, the pride before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. But guys, dang, bro, I'm the champ. I'm like chasing a man contender, bro. Shout out to my guy YD in the building. What's good, brethren? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but oh, go ahead.
I think the problem that he had with Eddie is, and we saw this out front. Eddie proposed that he was gonna make Shakur a headliner. That has still yet to happen.
Yeah. I mean, he only had to be fair. There was only one fight, right? Am I tripping?
There's been one fight so far, yes.
Okay.
But he wasn't even the co-main event, right?
Hey, man, that Riyadh was hot, boy. That Riyadh season was hot, man. Yeah, I talked about that.
It was hot. But here's the thing.
Man, come on, man.
Why would you put him on that card if you know that's the goal, right? Why not put him on another card?
But do you think he would have got as much money?
But I think he would have. No, of course not.
Right.
But I think the thing is, what did you promise? Did you promise to make him a headliner, or did you promise a single payday?
I'm hoping he promised both, but I don't know, you know. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know.
Because you got to build. You want to build.
He was gonna fight.
He said, "I'm gonna build
him." He was gonna fight Cordina, right?
Joe Cordina, yeah.
Yeah, and that wouldn't have been a big payday.
Well, no. Remember, even Joe Cordina was a replacement though. Joe Cordina was. Remember, it was always a payday. Remember, it was always a payday. But then, Zepeda's flipped, and then he went to Cordina, and then he got his hand injured, and then Zepeda, whatever. Yeah. So Cordina was never the original. Cordina was just a replacement to keep his date. You know what I'm saying? Since Zepeda pulled out, but then he hurt his hand. Shakur hurt his hand. Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. You know, I would think that. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough because that's the thing, right? It's not like he's going again and he's not going to be a headliner, and he's
the problem.
And he's still with Turkey. You see what I'm saying? He just moved to Eddie Hearn.
That's the problem.
So I feel like that's the problem. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I want to know what exactly happened. Like, is it a case? I want to hear. Maybe Ty got some insight, or Oscar, or even you, Kendrick. I don't know. I just feel like that just look kind of crazy, man. You can hear me, or you can't hear me?
Like, my bad.
No, go ahead, Ty. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I feel like Eddie did his job to a degree.
Yeah.
But he did the one thing that most fighters complain about with him. Outside of his guys, he do that double talking and start making other deals behind your back, including shit that you ain't never agree on. Go out there and tell the public stuff, or he just throw you under the bus, like with the Tank situation.
Yep.
Oh, he told me not to negotiate.
Yep.
On behalf of him for Tank.
Yeah, I remember
Why
you said
the
that.
fuck did you say that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with that. I agree with that part. But the part that I was questioning now, my question is, I wonder if, remember those Towel Boys comments, and when he apologized, it was a misunderstanding. I wonder if he feels like, whether it's true or not, or maybe he has some type of reason to believe, or him or Jay Prince, that those Towel Boys were talking with Eddie, and Eddie got a deal that benefited him and not so much Shakur. And then when he talked to Turk, that's the case, right? That's what I think. That's what I'm, like I said, speculate. I don't have any, I can't confirm nor deny, but to me, that's what it seems like. That's crazy.
Yeah, because he never came out and said anything.
Right. And we were talking about that.
Respond.
Yep, you're right. We were talking about that. Like, where's Eddie?
And I think that's why Shakur apologized to Turk, because he realized it wasn't.
Go ahead, Oscar. What you were saying?
Yeah, Turk was probably like, bro, we already agree with this. You're like, you gotta talk to me about it. He's like, no, I talked to your manager or to your promoter. He was like, wait, who? Wait, what?
Wait, who? You talked to who?
What?
YD says, yes, but Shakur is part of that problem. He said, I feel he is to blame for where he is at right now. Yes, Eddie too, but Shakur got to stop pointing fingers at everyone. I think that's okay. So I think that's
Of
fair
course, to
and
blame for
unfair.
choosing Eddie.
Yeah, choose Eddie. Yeah, I think that's fair and unfair. I think it's fair for the standpoint of like, it is gonna make people not give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think it's unfair because I think if you don't want to hear the whole story, you probably wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt anyway. You know, I think the people that are doubting him wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt anyway. But it does, yeah, I think that's undeniable. It's like, it seems like another issue, whether it's him being boring or whether it's Eddie Hearn and him not agreeing on the money, or him and Turk not agreeing on the money, or his opponent backing down, which these are not, like, a lot of these things aren't his fault. But, or maybe the boring thing, I guess. It's still not his fault. No, I'm not even gonna put that on him. I think it's just people watch boxing and want to see a certain outcome with every fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said with basketballs. Yeah, they want to see a knockout. They want to see a highlight reel. They want to see an Instagram clip. They want to see a TikTok. It's just like basketball, right? They watch basketball and they want to see Anthony Edwards dunking on somebody, even if they're watching I don't know, give me a team that's not that athletic.
Wait,
right
Anthony
now.
who?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Oh, you mean Mr. Hospital every 2 weeks?
No, you're thinking of Anthony Davis. That's
You think of Anthony Davis. Yeah. You think of Anthony Davis. AD. Now I'm talking about AE.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, the one who laid LeBron and Luka across his lap the other night.
Okay,
facts. But let me go old school. Yeah, facts. Oh yeah, true. He paid all the child support up front. But I can't think of a boring team right now. But like, let's say back in the day, it's like watching the San Antonio Spurs and expecting to see Lob City, the Los Angeles Clippers. Like you can't do that. It's gonna be a different style of basketball. So I think that's what Shakur represents. Like he's a San Antonio Spurs boxer right now. He's gonna get the job done. He's gonna look good while doing it, but he's not gonna be on a highlight reel or anything like that. He's just gonna handle his business and be fundamentally sound and do boxing. You know, sweet science.
I'm gonna have to give some pushback on the boring thing because I can't say the Paul and Hitchens was more entertaining. There was more punches thrown, yeah, but it was the same vibes with Dos Santos and Shakur.
You think Hitchens and Parr was as boring as Dos Santos and Shakur?
I'm not saying as boring.
Okay.
It wasn't boring. It was a boring fight too. Okay. It was anticlimactic. Nothing spectacular happened between rounds. They were just throwing more hands. That's it.
That's true.
I agree, and I enjoyed that fight.
Yeah, I enjoyed that fight. Yeah,
I'm that type of fan.
Yeah, me too.
But
exactly.
I think from the casual fan perspective, yes, it was. I was built
on the boring take that people give. It's like, yeah, I do get it, but I can also point out that fight and say, okay, that was an anticlimactic fight too.
Right.
No,
I see what you're saying.
I built my whole damn gaming chair while I was watching that fight, so I agree.
So let me ask y'all this though. So like, what other fight were y'all bored with Shakur? If there was any that you could think of.
15, no, nothing.
Yeah, me too. That's the same thing. Me too. I will say this. Though. It's unfair, but it's like, because like even the Padley was straight. You know, I thought that was a good fight. But I will say this because, and I feel the same way. It's just that this other person doesn't get the same type of energy. But like Shakur, when I watched Shakur De Los Santos, that was just so bad that it does leave a lasting sour taste in your mouth, right? But same with Teofimo, you know, when Teofimo fought Jermaine Ortiz. Yeah, you hear me all the time say, I don't want to see Jermaine Ortiz fight again. You know, I say that all the time. So it's not like it's, and same with Teofimo. I say that too about Teofimo. But it's just Shakur is more, I feel like it's more nefarious intent when people say that. Like it's more of like a widespread thing, like a stigma that sticks more so than, you know, than just one bad performance. It's like that kind of engulfed his whole career, and you know, and because he doesn't have knockouts, you know, I think that's why it's easier to stick on him because he doesn't get that many knockouts. So it's like, okay, bet it's not. But yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, that was a good point, Oscar. I don't think that it was too much different than the Rich Station and who was it, Liam Paro or anybody else. Like watching
just a little bit more punches. Jermaine Ortiz, that was a boring fight. I got something. That was a bit boring fight.
Yep. What you say, Ty? Sorry.
I got something to add.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of these boxing pundits place too much blame on Shakur when they know the actual reason why those fights are boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's the matchmaking.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
That's a good
People
point
talk
too.
about styles makes fights all the time.
That's a good point. Yeah,
When you building a fighter, you put him in there with a style that's conducive to make him look good.
Talk to him.
Yes.
Dropping bombs on
The
him.
problem right now is the style of fighter that he needs to fight that's going to look good.
He about
So
to
you
get
can
it.
get a what's his name from that was running from Oscar.
Pitbull.
But when he fought at 130 after Jamel, Oscar
Who?
Valdez.
Who? Oh, you talking about Shakur? My fault.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, yep, okay.
You give him a Valdez type fight. Was that boring to you?
Nah.
Hell no.
At 35, the guys that can give him that type of matchup, like a Zepeda,
Yep. Zepeda and Tank.
people are sitting here giving him every excuse not to fight.
Yep.
So what did he end up fighting? Either somebody similar style to him or just a lesser tier fighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. That's a great point.
See that.
Matchmaking.
We can see that right now.
When you hear these boxing pundits talk, they never talk about why he's bored or how they can fix it.
Right.
The only person that's ever spoken to that is Lou DiBella.
Yep.
Your favorite promoter's favorite promoter.
Your favorite promoter who also said, I can't lie, I just don't like watching Shakur. I don't think it means much.
Also went on to tell you how to fix that.
Wait, say it again.
Isn't he an advisor for Shakur now?
Yeah, he's a yep. He just got Eddie Hearn got kicked and he got promoted, I guess. The promoter got promoted. Lou DiBella. But it's just so funny. But what we're going to finish your thought, Ty? And then I'm chime
He
in.
also went on to say how he can fix that with Shakur.
Facts. He did.
On another note, he hates how Cambosa's fight, but he got that man his biggest payday.
Talk to him. And he it wasn't that bad what he said to me. I mean, but he said like I'm gonna show it. I'm just gonna show it. And it's just funny.
He said that guy trash.
Yeah, nah. He actually said he's a great fighter. He said Shakur is a great fighter, but he said, man, his fights just aren't. I don't remember if he said. I don't think he said boring. I think he probably said exciting. Shout out to YD. YD says he's not boring. He's just not exciting. That's a great way to put it too. He's not that he's boring. He's just not exciting. And I agree because I'm a big boxing head. Of course, we all are. And I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's some fighters that I like seeing more than others, of course. And Shakur wouldn't be high on that list. But like I said, I watch so much boxing that it's not like, oh, Shakur's fighting, I'm not excited. No, I'm still excited. I'm just not as excited. So he's right. I'm not as excited relative to others. But here goes Lou DiBella right here. Lou DiBella says, as good as he is, I just don't enjoy watching. He said, as good as he is, I just don't enjoy watching Shakur fights. Good night. And then next thing you know, Shakur Stevens, this is a year ago, of course, 2024. You see July 2024. And then now, Shakur Stevenson split from Matchroom Boxing and has hired Lou DiBella as his promoter. Bro, people be messy on Twitter, bro. I can't stand Twitter, bro. People are so messy now. But that's a real tweet, though, for sure. So he did say so.
Everybody said that about the same fight. Low-key.
Yep. Exactly.
It was just one fight.
Exactly. But
But to YD's point, I was gonna say to YD's point, Shakur and Eddie have to share a little bit of the blame because Shakur insisted on that Kid Austin fight, right? Regardless of what anybody say, but he also told Eddie to have a good replacement ready because he don't think he gonna fight.
He did
so
say that.
They both dropped the ball.
Yep. Yeah, I do agree. Like I think that and to be fair too, it's not. I don't. So when I blame him too, because I do blame him. I mean, it's your style, so it's your style. So your style is what it is, you know. But I'm not saying that to be like, oh yeah, man, you should change your style. No, keep doing your style and just embrace it. But at the same time too, you got to make sure that we know that that's just not his style. Like it's okay to have different styles. Everybody doesn't have to be a knockout king, man. You can get a Mike Tyson, you can get a Klitschko, you can get a Tyson Fury, you can get a Deontay Wilder. Like I don't know, man. I've never seen somebody gets so much hate for being boring. I can think of fighters that aren't knockout artists in every division. Excuse me. Just like I can think of fighters that are knockout artists. I mean, I don't know, man. Candy Slim 501, my guy, big member in the building. Oh, hey Thomas, I see you back there, bro. I'm about to pull you up. I'm about to pull you up, bro. He said Fury versus Klitschko was more egregious because they were gargantuan heavyweights who fought like juvenile prom contestants. If you know, you know. That's crazy, bro. Get off my boy, the Gypsy King, man. The Gypsy King of obesity, man. Shout out to my guy Tyson Fury, man.
What I wanted to say is that we can see that right now in the matchmaking point in the Grand Prix. It's like, yeah, it's a great tournament, but there's like guys are getting gas. There's boring fights, one or two, not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot, but there are. Yeah, you're right. There's still some boring fights there too.
Yeah, and like talking about the matchmaking and taking it all away. Like there's some guys that like are losing because of the matchmaking.
Bro,
they're looking terrible because they're getting dragged in a situation where they've never been. But like I already said that. But
no, that's a good point. No, that's a good point. Sometimes you got to reiterate shit.
It's like yeah, you're not gonna look spectacular all the time. I don't think he has to change his style. I just think people gotta
change their expectations.
Yeah, because then you're like, and that could be a little bit of Shakur's problem. You know, like I'm a KO this guy, and for a casual that you don't know Shakur is, and you're like, oh, he's gonna KO him. And then
that's a good point. I like how you add that part you added for a casual, because I hate when people say that. And it's like, bro, Kambosos said he was gonna knock out Jake Wiley. We didn't even know him. He didn't knock him out. Like, right, that's what they say, bro. That's part of getting you interested in stuff too. But I'm glad you said for a casual, because I do think that it's I had pushback initially, but the fact you said for a casual, then you're right. You know, for a casual, maybe that does. Maybe they should chill out on saying it. Maybe you are selling some dreams then, because just because I see it as normalcy doesn't mean that it's normal for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good point. Maybe they should. Maybe they should stop saying
we're like we're like us, because you know that you're trying to sell the fight, they're trying to promote it.
Right.
You got a whole backing behind it. We know that. But for somebody that don't know, and let's be honest, a lot of these platforms don't really pay as much attention as they say they do. It's like they expect a knockout, but they just see a dominant performance with of a counterpuncher. And it's like, oh, well, where's you either you suck.
That's a good point.
No, bro, you gotta set your expectations low. That's it.
That's a good point, man.
Like,
Thomas,
looking at Shakur's record, why would I believe?
Sorry, finish your thought. My fault. Sorry.
Looking at Shakur, no, it's all good. Looking at Shakur's records, what's the one indication that he's gonna knock out somebody?
Come on now, talk to him. But people don't look at it though. They just see, oh, Tank knocked somebody out last fight. Oh, Shakur got knocked somebody out last fight. Oh, Caleb Plant knocked somebody out last fight. Oh, Devin Haney got knocked somebody out next fight. You know,
you said it. You said it just now. It was like with Ben Whittaker. What did he say? The old Ben.
The old Ben.
The old Ben.
Who's the old Ben, bro?
You is.
Right. That joke, maybe I'm being hypercritical, but that joke got on my nerves.
Hey, yo, chill out on Ben.
My bad. You're right, Kendrick. Yeah, maybe I'm being hypercritical. That joke got on my nerves, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You crying at the pressure. I understand it. I understand the pressure of social media and stuff like that. But like, it's like, man, like, and then you talk about go back to the old Ben. Bitch, you got 10 fights. This is your 10th fight. What you mean the old Ben?
He need to go back to the old Ben, because when he came out there trying to be a civil boxer, being all, I guess orthodox, we killed him for it. We didn't even get in there to do that drunken monkey, that fifth power, that 5 venom shit.
Okay, but I always like that though. Yeah. Maybe he needs to do that. Maybe you're right. Me go back into the drunken master like you said. Thomas, talk to me, bro. Oh, Thomas.
Well, I thought I was talking, but I guess I gotta push the button to talk nowadays, dog. Before I used to just speak. They done censored the brother. So I gotta
raise his hand.
Come on now.
Yeah, I gotta raise my hand. I gotta be green in order for me to get some words in between.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bars.
But yeah, what's good, man? Talk to me. Let me know what you want my opinion on. I'm gladly gonna give it, though.
Bet. We talk about the Shakur thing, man. We like YD says some points about him being boring and switching promoters, and it just seems like he always has something going on, and try to figure out how he could change that stigma with him. He just seems like he always just gets a little extra, because he gives a little extra, so he gets a little extra criticism. It seems like, is it deserved?
But which fighter do not, though, bro? Like over the course of time, which family does not give a little extra? Right. I mean, let's face it. He first started taking scrutiny because Bill got up on the panel one day on H Money. Shout out H Money Mob and thing, and was talking about how Shakur don't want none of it with Dev, and he pulled up And then from there, it became an issue of pressing for that fight. He was like, well, let's make the fight. Now, we all know, and shout out to all my Devin Haney fans, and for you guys that are beyond fans, the Haneyites, you know, shout out to the Haneyites who believe that, you know, he had another fight left in him. You know, that first Kambosos fight truly should have been his last fight at 35.
Yeah.
So to try to make 35 was detrimental to his health, bro. It's just so happened that he was fighting Kambosos, and it's real easy to smash on the Kambosos more so than it is on a Loma or definitely a Shakur. So because of that, you know, Shakur got flack because there's a lot of Haneyites out there that want to throw shade on him because he dared challenge his greatness. Like Kobe caught a lot of wreck because he challenged Jordan's greatness. He was unapologetically saying, look, that's Black Jesus. Well, you about to get ready for Carmel Jesus and stuff like that. He started saying all kind of stuff because he's like, I'm not about to bow down to nobody. Shakur was on that same venture. They even said he ducked by trying to get a 50-50 split or something close to it when he was getting offered below the actual minimum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stigma there. And then it's recently with I just done 2 days ago, crowd out there celebrating the fact that, you know, he had a very close outing with what's the name, and the braid hit his other eye, the punch did not even the punch lightly connected on the other eye, and it caused him to take the knee. Now, granted, the knee should have been grounds for a knockdown, but he didn't get it. The ref didn't call it a knockdown. He initially did, but then thought better.
Yeah, he was
the situation and changed it, whatever that was. But now he got them people on him because it's been news that there were talks about a possible fight taking place since Loma had to pull out of the fight that they were in negotiations with. And now, you know, he's getting flack from that crowd because the bigger the star, the bigger the draw, the bigger the hate that follows. So yes, all these fan bases cap for, hate on other fighters and their fighters. No doubt
all the
about
time,
it.
bro. All the time.
Six strong.
Yep. I just
Six
think we can just
strong,
like them
and it
all,
starts
bro.
with Canelo, Spence, Bud, Tank, Devin, Shakur. All of those have a stigma about them, how they fandom for their fights. So they fight against other fighters. So
Ryan,
you know, you got
Anyway, all them fools.
well, yeah, you know, theirs is not on the same scale, but they're there. They're there. You got Benavidez that's got his, and then, you know, but you kind of can't argue against Benavidez because Benavidez is doing everything that you would like a fighter to do to try to get a fight.
Yeah.
So with that being the case, man, I think that a lot of it, I said a whole lot to say this. A lot of that's unwarranted. I think that Shakur is a fantastic fighter. Do he want the Tank fight now? Hell no, his hands ain't right. And he know no matter what you saw in that fight with what's her name, you don't want to go up in there with somebody that you really can't keep away from it. And Tank can. And if Tank is focused, you know, he can definitely learn how to cut a ring. I've seen him cut a ring before.
Talk to him.
Because let's not forget, my man Frank Martin was dancing like a motherfucker. He almost won the award Dancing with the Stars. You know what I'm saying? For the way he was dancing in the ring, and eventually it got cut down. I will say this: I make no excuses for anybody to get in the ring, especially when you got somebody who's been fighting for like 6 or 7 fights with bad hands. And still getting the job done. So
I got Tank, Kendrick. I got Tank, Kendrick. What we talking about?
Yeah. So you know, I think that, you know, no matter where he go, because of his stigma, and because of the fact that he does talk his talk and he does walk his walk, and it might not be the very most impressive fashion, as far as aesthetically, but it's damn good as far as actually getting it done. You know, it's hard for him to do it. So that's my take.
Hey,
it ain't warranted, but it is what it is, man. Life is like that.
Hey, I'm gonna let Kendrick rebuttal, and then we gonna get Ty in here, man. My boy Ty bringing out that Trio Bill, man, that Haney chain. I seen it in the chat now. Go ahead, Kendrick.
Listen, man, you say you got Tank. I think Shakur wants Tank as soon as possible because of his hands. And I say that because I don't think his hands is gonna hold up another 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's better off that he gets it done now, where he can deal with the pain or whatever it is. because as bad as his hands looked after that fight with I can't ever think of the electrician. I'm sorry, but I had to
Josh Padley. Now you good. Josh Padley.
Padley, yeah. After that fight with Padley, his hands looked terrible, but guess what? He was throwing them.
Okay.
He ain't stopped throwing them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was hurting, but he was throwing them. And I think when you in a fight, all that adrenaline and stuff like that, you could deal with it, especially if you somebody who's know you have hand issues and you've dealt with that pain multiple times, and not the first time. He kind of learned how to throw them differently, throw them hands differently, and throw in certain punches that won't hurt him as much as it hurts the other person. I don't think Frank Martin is a good comparison. Shakur is way on a different level than Frank Martin when it comes to defense. Frank Martin made a lot of defensive mistakes. He made a lot of good things too in the beginning, but mostly there was offensive things that he did that was good in the beginning, not defensive. So I think that kind of goes out the window when we talk about the Frank Martin comparison. If we can compare anybody, we got to compare Lamar Roach, because Lamar Roach has been the best defensive fighter we've seen Tank go against.
You don't think Lamar Roach standing in that paint a little too much though? He don't really move though.
But I think Lamar Roach stands in the paint. But I think Lamar Roach knows how to roll with punches too.
Okay.
Which saved him a lot.
You know, familiarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he knows how to roll with those punches, because you can be familiar with getting knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right,
so
right.
That don't really change that. But I think Lamar Roach has pretty solid defense. And I think Shakur has better defense. So I don't think that Tank is gonna have a fun time fighting Shakur, or else he wouldn't bet for him. That's always been my take.
And this is
it's
why
too
we
much of a
gotta
risk
see
for
it,
Tank.
bro. And this is why we gotta see it.
It's too much of a risk for Tank, and that's why I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it sucks. I kind of feel like it's not gonna happen either. Go ahead, Ty, if you there.
All right.
Let my boy get off now.
My brother KD. It's mob ties.
Hey.
Until Shakur says otherwise. There's a couple things that Lamont Roach showed that I know Shakur could capitalize on. As far as the punch rate Tank comes into a fight with, you said he's going to find a way to corner him. I don't see it. Maybe here and there in the spurts, if he's lucky. But a person with Shakur's skill level and a competent film breakdown can time him right. So I think Shakur will have success against Tank.
Okay.
But on the DHP stuff, I might sound like a turncoat saying this. You brought up the H Money stuff, right?
You
forgot to mention when he pulled up the screenshots of Dev and his conversation when they were talking about going on vacation. Didn't Shakur say they made me do it?
What? They made him do it?
They don't know that. No, they don't know that, Ty. They don't know that.
They made him?
No, that call out that the other weekend, they made me do that.
Oh, Lord.
Who's they?
Oh, Lord.
John Cena.
John Cena.
When after the Cambosis fight, that third fight was not like the opponent was not cemented in stone. They asked for Shakur, and what did Bob say?
I'm not
going. Paying for that shit.
I'm not going.
Don't let the door hit you.
I want to say, man, I appreciate y'all, man. But I love this the panel, because y'all so easy to y'all just respectful, man. I appreciate it, man. And courteous as the word I look for. Courteous to each other and when they speak, man. I appreciate that. When we all speak, I appreciate the courtesy. But yeah, man, I mean, that's a good point too, Ty. That's a good point, man.
But Doc, in Shakur's defense, I personally believe the only reason why he wasn't willing to put Shakur in that slot, it's not because he didn't believe he could win or not. I think it was because of their contract situation.
Wait, Shakur, with Haney?
As far as putting him in that third slot.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Because he flat out said he not paying for it.
Yeah, he did. I'm not going. Bob ain't cutting that check. But yeah,
every time Bill asked about it, Bob started talking about 140, all this other shit.
Yeah.
He even threw TOS out there.
I'm telling you.
Hell yeah. Oh,
That,
dog, I sent you that video that we were
appreciate it,
talking
bro.
about earlier.
Bet. With the
But
African brethren.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like man, with sometimes we just don't appreciate or just don't even not really appreciate, just don't even acknowledge like how much that business side is, how pivotal it is, man. Like a lot of times it don't be the fighters, man. It just be you get that green light or you don't. You know, like I saw somebody talking. You know, I'm pretty. I feel like I'm fair when I talk about Lomachenko, but I guess some people say that I don't like Lomachenko. I like him. I think he's great. I just think sometimes he's overrated. You know, and but with that being said, you know, I saw some people talking about. I remember what channel it was. Shout out to them though. I just honestly don't remember, but they were like, Lomachenko needs to give up the belts. He's just holding the belt at IBF, which he is. And he's like, oh well, it's unfair to the other champions. It's like, bro, but you got to pay attention. Like, you know, he's not holding up the belt in my personal opinion. Not until October. You know, he got a medical leave. You know, he got the medical exemption for the IBF. We know IBF don't be playing, right? If anybody, I bring up IBF a lot, especially when we talk about weight bullying and stuff like that. It's like, bro, IBF is like, well, if you could abide by the IBF, bro, I respect that one the most as far as their leniency. It seems like they don't really play favorites. I'm not saying they don't play favorites. I'm gonna say they don't play as much favorites as the other ones. You know what I'm saying? And they really abide by their rules. So that's why I was like, I kind of laid off the pressure with Lomachenko. Once he got that medical exemption from the IBF and they gave him until October, I was like, bet, it is what it is. So I'm gonna give him till October. But I'm not gonna say that he's just holding up the belt or hogging the belt. You know, Abdulayev and Murataya are fighting. And then if he don't fight them, then boom, that person's going to be the full champ. Now, I know we're going to say, oh, he's elevated or probably I think Murataya is going to win. They're going to disrespect him, say he's elevated or whatever. But, you know, it's not their fighter. It's not their fault, you know, that they can't fight the champ. It's whatever Lomachenko wants to do after that. But I'm hoping we get a unification, though, with Loma and Tank or Loma and Shakur or Shakur and Tank or somebody, bro. You have Loma and Keyshawn, I'll be cool with. But I definitely want to see some movement, man. Or if Murataya gets it, Murataya and Tank, or Murataya and Keyshawn, or Shakur and Keyshawn, or whatever. Well, we ain't gonna get Shakur and Keyshawn.
I would like to see Murataya and Keyshawn. Yes,
and that's the easiest to facilitate. That's the easiest to facilitate, right? They both on top rank. Bob Arum.
Yeah,
what we gonna do? Nothing.
That's the same reason it's the hardest to facilitate.
Exactly. The same reason why it's the easiest. The same reason why it's the hardest, which is crazy. They both on top rank, which is good. They both on top rank, which is bad. And, you know. So
I think for Davis, it might be easier than the Shakur situation, only because it seems like Davis is bought into Top Rank because of his brothers.
Yeah.
And he has some sense of loyalty to Top Rank compared to Shakur. Shakur really wasn't giving off no sort of loyalty to Top Rank. So I don't think Bob was acting in his best interest at all times.
That's a good point.
Hell yeah.
He definitely.
Yeah, like you don't even gotta ask who's fighting on Keyshawn's card.
Yep.
He'll be like, all right.
Keyshawn and his brother's a package deal, so when he leave, they going with him.
Yeah.
That's what 3D's promotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. DB3.
DB3, yes.
Mm-hmm. Because it to have
Dragon Ball Z.
Because it do have to make sense. So I'll price yourself is also a thing. That's true. Yes, Bob said no, but it has to make sense. That's a good point, right? It has to make sense. But at the same time, man, sometimes they be, I don't know, man.
Wow.
They be wilding.
They
be wilding.
Because if he can't get it for 8, he not doing it.
Right.
Yeah. Despite what the budget is or what Disney or ESPN is fronting him.
Right.
He's not if it's more than 8 million, he's not making that fight.
Yep. They make the stars, but they don't keep the stars. That's their MO, right? They make the star, but they don't keep it. Yeah. And you know what's so funny? Speaking of stars, I think Oscar says that I want to piggyback on earlier when we were talking about appreciating the different fighters and stuff and just being extra critical. It's like Edgar Berlanga, man. It's like he knocked out 16 people straight. First round. And we said he was fighting tomato cans. Shakur don't get no knockouts, he boring. Can't get knockouts, he weight bullying. He weight trading his opponents. Devin Haney, it's always something, man. Gabriela Fundora, she done whooped on the shield weight, but she's the newest weight bully now. It's like, come on,
yeah,
man.
that's the dumbest shit, dude.
It's like, bro,
I don't see how.
Hey, yo, have you guys seen one fighter? I think she's from overseas. I don't know if she's from Holland or Germany, but she's like a Nigerian descent or something like that. But she's tall, man. She's like 5'10" or 5'11". She got a hell of a jab and a hell of a right hand. Like she like the female version of Tommy Hearns, bro. I gotta get her.
Nah, man, I missed her. What was she on? When's the last time you seen her?
She was on a card 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna get her name and I'm gonna get back to you guys, man. You guys check this
I
girl
think I know
out.
what you're talking about. I got her on IG. She's Nigerian and something.
They're Nigerian.
Yeah, like Swedish, Nigerian and Swedish, or Nigerian and German, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Fight Clone?
She want to fight who?
Nah.
Oh, Clone. That's crazy.
You know who that is.
No, I'm telling you, if you just look at her film, though, bro, like, say, people will say a lot of stuff about Shakur, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't fought nobody to test him and whatnot, but you know what you see in the ring, bro. What you see in the ring,
yeah, it's
is
money.
legit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got some people who it look like this the real deal, but you know that this just be who they fight.
Right.
Yeah, Hamza Sheeran, the guy above him.
Mm-hmm.
Hamza Sheeran looked like he was it, but who he fought? Tomato cans.
Yep.
And he stepped to Adamas, and he lost. He got robbed though. Adamas got robbed.
Facts.
And even if he beats Berlanga, like it's Berlanga. You know what I mean? It's like okay, you're good enough to beat Berlanga.
Right. I got
When you
Berlanga
look at
winning
her
though.
film,
I got Berlanga winning though.
I don't know
I
if
got
it's Jessica or she got a regular first name and her last name I can't think of off the rip, but she is Nigerian. I mean, when you see this woman though, you can see everything jump out. She's got speed, length, power.
I'm definitely
Man,
check her out,
she
too.
moves well in the ring.
Hey.
She sets her punches up. She's something else.
Big up Nigeria too, man. You know, I'm Nigerian too, so hey, I definitely gonna check her out. I'm mad I don't know about it yet. Nigerian and Jamaican and American.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure. Was that Bodega Ty? Was that my man Ty that said he got her on IG?
Yes, sir. My boy.
Yeah, Ty get it to you if I don't for sure, but I'm gonna try to definitely get it to you.
Appreciate
quick,
it,
fast, and in a hurry.
Ty be everywhere, man.
I got a question for y'all.
Yes, sir.
And this has been bugging me a little bit. It was like y'all been watching the Grand Prix.
Oh, wait, before you go there, let me say this real quick too. Let me respond to YD. YD says always something for sure. Yeah. I mean, look, they're gonna call David Benavidez. They're gonna say he's an elevated champ, so his champ doesn't matter anymore. His belt doesn't mean nothing. You know, they're gonna say who else? They will say Jerron Boots this is a weight bully. Him going for undisputed. We're disappointed. You know, he's not going to 154. Bro, it's always something, bro. It's always something with every champion. It's like, bro, just like boxing, dog. It's okay to just like boxing. But go ahead, Oscar. Sorry.
Oh yeah, my
About the
question
Grand
was
Prix.
gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not so much a Grand Prix, but like the after effects of the Grand Prix. Will that fighter be more seasoned than like a Berlanga? Because he's fighting guys that are relatively same caliber.
I'm not gonna
Because I was
lie.
questioning because I've seen a lot of guys get tired. I'm like, why are they getting tired?
Mhm.
Then a commentator, that's the one good comment the Sun has produced throughout history. But it was
I'm
like
telling
the
you.
commentator was like, hey man, they're fighting same level guys. They're
Yep.
not fighting tomatoes. Man.
Nope.
They're not fighting guys that they know what they're going there for. They're
Yep.
fighting actual guys.
Yep. I'm gonna be honest too. I know this is gonna sound. I apologize to all the real boxer fans. You know what I'm saying? Us purists, but I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for the. I mean, but I said that when I first heard of it. You know, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for the individual fighter. It's good for the consumer. It's good for us.
Yes.
But I don't think it's good for the fighters. You know, I don't. And then they even discussed this too during the commentaries. Like, when are they fighting again? I think they're fighting in July or something again. June. That's even worse. So what if someone sustains an injury? I mean, I guess you could drop out, but you know, your pride comes in, your ego comes in. Like, dang, I don't want to drop out. I don't want to be soft. So I'll fight through it. Mess around, get your block knocked off. Now you know what I'm saying? Now you 8-1. You know what I'm saying? Now you 5-1. You know, or whatever. You know. So I actually don't think it's good, but I'm loving it. You better believe.
Now you
it.
Ryan Rosicki.
Yeah. Now you right. Yeah. Now you Ryan Rosicki. It's crazy.
No, I didn't mean no disrespect, but
No,
that's
you're
what
right,
happens
though.
when you keep going into these fights with
Yep.
injuries.
Yep.
And they stack up. Then when
Yep.
you finally get your prime opportunity,
Finally. Yep. You injured. Dang, I
Yeah.
feel bad for Ryan Rosicki. I ain't gonna lie, I feel bad for him.
And,
And then
you know what's even worse? The guy that's been
Noel
knocking you,
McCalin. Yes.
he takes your paycheck.
Yes, bro. That's the worst part. Oh, I feel bad for Ryan Rosicki. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know him
Yeah, me
personally, but
too.
boy, I feel bad for him, dog. Yes. That man.
Like, I don't really care for fighters after like the ring is over, but like this guy, I
Right.
have to make an exception.
Yeah, bro.
The guy didn't has the belt, and he deducting you, and he's taking your paycheck.
Yes, bro.
Bro,
it's
that's
like
almost
you don't
a
get
bad
paid for your heart.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. The man's
But,
supposed
like, do
to
you
been
think a
fight
guy-
Noel McCalin, bro.
the winner-
Noel McCalin just ain't. And then now,
Yeah,
boy,
he said, "I'm not
Noel
going."
McCalin, I'm not going. And then he's going.
Yeah, I
He's
know,
going
like,
to
that
get his
guy-
title opportunity. Is crazy, bro.
Who's gonna be the title? Who's gonna be the sanctioned title holder?
I think it would be Jack because he active right now.
Yeah,
So
it's Jack.
yeah, it's Jack. He
It's
said,
Jack,
"I'm
right,
Mexican and
but-
black." Shout out to you, YD. Shout out to you, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm Jamaican, Nigerian, and born in America, so American. Shout out to you, bro.
America.
Yes,
fuck
sir.
yeah.
America.
Oil from you.
I was
That's
searching
crazy.
on IG when y'all was talking about, you know, the Hamza Shiraz and Edgar Berlanga, and I
Yep.
thought about something. What's the difference between them and Shakur?
Hamza Shiraz and Edgar Berlanga.
The way they talk about him. That's it. There's no difference.
The way they talk about them, yes.
Yeah.
It's a difference when your promoter's actually putting out those AdSense, painting the narrative you a certain way,
Paying
putting
that
the right
money.
opponents there.
Good
They'll
point.
make you think a B level or a fairly decent fighter is a monster.
Yep.
Until your
That's a
eyes
good
tell
point.
you they're not.
That's a good point.
That's what happens when you're promoted right.
Yep.
That's what I was asking. Like the Grand Prix or the Grand Prix one. If he gonna be more decent than a Shiraz.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more seasoned. Bro, I'm telling you this. Whoever wins that Grand Prix, they're going to be some monster. They're going to be a monster. You know what I'm saying? I think other people would be a monster too, but I think it's the public perception. You know, like I said, that's why. I didn't get to finish my thought. My bad. Thank you. I was just saying, yeah, they're definitely going to be more seasoned. I think it'll be more beneficial if we lived in a different world. If we lived in a world that doesn't just toss a fighter for having one loss. But because we live in a world where they're going to disregard a fighter for having one loss or two losses, I feel like the only beneficiary is going to be the winner. I think. I could be. Hopefully, I'm wrong though. Hopefully, we'll change that narrative, and hopefully, that's what Turkey. I mean, obviously, that's what Turkey's trying to do, but I don't know, man. If we change that mindset and the way we perceive the fighters and perceive L's, then I think it'll be good. Yeah, there'll be more season, but them boys, every fight is even if, like you said, even if it's boring, it's like, man, a lot of them are competitive unless somebody gets, like knocked out or whatever quickly or something. But
I've seen this, but there was like an Argentine guy. He was losing the whole fight. He got like a Lucas body moment. It was like the second to last round. I think his name was Duertra. It was on the light heavyweight. No, not on the light heavyweight, on the super light. Whatever it's called.
I don't know if I caught it.
The second day, I know.
The second day, right? Yeah.
Man, the guy was losing the whole fight, and then he just put out that other guy. God damn.
Yeah, man. The Grand Prix been fun. And I would say this too. Like I said, I ain't no hater, so I like boxing. I'm looking forward. This makes me look forward to the TKO league more because I think this is what we're gonna see. But I just don't like Dana White. And I don't think he's gonna succeed. But I could be wrong. You know, it's TKO. Look what TKO doing with wrestling. Of course, Turkey Al-Sheikh involved. So you know what I'm saying. And then Dana White. You know, UFC fans, if they don't appreciate nothing, they appreciate the fights they get. You know, and I think we'll fall in line with that. You know, we're gonna appreciate the fights. You know, but their major obstacle, their major hindrance is that, same thing the Grand Prix has, right? Who's watching? I don't know. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are watching me, you know, but are they really? I don't know.
They were, but there was a lot of I don't know if y'all seen this, but like the comments actually got taken away because they were being racist as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Of course, come on, bro. You know.
Was there,
of
bro.
course, wait. What you said? You think he was there, bro? He's always there. That's why, bro. That's why I say I don't even get mad because I'm not gonna get mad anyway. But I'm just saying when I see some of the people that say the racist stuff on both sides, what you say from black to Hispanic to black or white to whatever. I don't even get mad as long as you act right when you're in here because, bro, I be seeing a lot of people that come through here that be saying some crazy stuff. I be like, yo, what are y'all talking about in the comments, bro? Bro,
he the reason why I don't accept followers on IG no more.
Who?
Penchy.
Do I know him?
Yeah, he goes here.
Penchy from the party, from the chat.
Yeah. I had to get him out of here because he talks crazy.
Yeah, he talks.
Yeah. He be wilding. But I can tell you he be talking crazy. That come through Mexican boxer #1. He be talking crazy. He come through here sometimes.
Oh, dude, he was in there too.
Of course, bro. I already told you. Go ahead.
USA Boxing #1.
Yep.
There was 2 boys who cried.
Yep.
There was I
be thinking they're the same person.
Charles.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey, yo.
Yeah, they be going.
They were they said Spanish made Mexico. We claim Canelo because we made him.
Yep, I saw they said Canelo was he really from Spain or something like that. This was he Irish, bro. They be wilding, dog. They be talking about women.
Irish is crazy work,
bro. Kendrick, bro. I be having to turn the comments.
That's how you know they're ignorant.
It's so ignorant, bro.
There's so many light skinned ginger Mexicans. Like, look at somebody like a Louis C.K. Like,
talk to him.
What are we doing,
bro? They so ignorant, bro. And it's like, and some of it's like it's funny, but it's just I'd be like, bro, people really think like this? Like, some of it's trolling, of course, but it's like, bro, come on. Bro. How you even think about stuff like that? It's like, come on, bro.
I got to disagree. It starts off as trolling, but then they gotta take it personal.
Oh, no, they definitely feel like that, bro. Because some of the stuff that they say, there's no way you could think of stuff like that, bro. Like, unless you really.
They were putting like Mexico, Viva Mexico, tacos, burritos, and they were putting the emojis. And like it was a black guy doing it, and then somebody came. Like I think it was Mexican #1 actually. It was like put a monkey up with a banana.
Yes, bro. Yes,
hey,
bro.
Yo.
They be wild.
And then they were like, make sure that that border's secure.
Yes, bro. They be talking about the border. They be talking about the women. Talking about they be liking BBC, BWC. They be coming over to what they said. What's what they said? They be I don't know what they said about they don't like. Somebody said something crazy like, oh, like I had a baby with a black chick, but I don't even want to repeat it, bro. But it was something like, oh, something with N-words and something. So she came over this side, but then I gave her back because of something. I don't know, but they be wild. How you think of this? Something I can't repeat it because I don't even remember. That was just crazy. Yo, my guy Clone in the building. What's good, brethren? So with these cave dwellers in these shit, bro, I don't know, man. Like I'm talking about, it's just like I said, all sides. It's not like, oh, this side, that. It's all sides of ignorance, bro. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, bro. I see the all, bro. All ignorance, bro.
Yeah, it's a free for all under.
Free for all, bro.
And you know what started the racism?
What's that?
There was a Philippine guy fighting,
and
like a guy was like, "Let's go." A Filipino, it's like I don't know.
The Filipino.
I got more fun like in the breaks. I get fun like just watching the comments. This guy was like, "Yeah, Philippines," and then they started going off like the Spanish guy started it, and then somebody else. Then they were fuck you, motherfucker.
Yes, bro. It's like, bro, I just be watching boxing, dog. I just be watching boxing, dog. That's all, bro. And sometimes I try to get active though, like just to try to get the channel up. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, man, I got this person such and such in a knockout. All right, I got this person by stoppage. Or I'll be like, you know, these two had good fights. And but that's it though. I don't participate in the other stuff.
It's funny.
Yeah, some of it's funny, but
what y'all think about that round table with the May 2nd card?
Oh my gosh, I can't stand it, bro. Like.
Ty, get your man's a shirt.
Yes, bro.
Was out there. Yeah, that's how you know it was the old one though. They just posted it now because remember that was the same fit. Yeah, he was out there with the overalls. But yeah, I thought it was the same. It was the same dude. Comment the moderator trash. Ryan Garcia talking like dumb shit. He trash. Yeah, and Teofimo was
like always.
I ain't gonna lie. Teofimo was kind of funny, but then he got trash. He went overboard. And then but I mean I thought Jose Carlos Ramirez, Devin Haney, and Barbosa and Rolly were cool. Those other three, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, and that moderator.
You said Ryan. Thank you for saying Ryan. Bro, people are talking about Devin Haney being chinny. Ryan got dropped. He got floored by Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell, bro. Luke motherfucking Campbell. Shout out to Luke Campbell.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's probably a heavy hitter.
Nope.
Like
probably not. But
that boy knockout percentage like
you feel me? Probably not, but you know, shout out to Luke, bro.
So I gotta give Rolly a bigger chance, bro.
I give him a chance. I give him a chance. I got Ryan. You know, I'm rooting for Rolly, and I will say this too. And my bad, Ty. I know you might have to pull out your DHP chain. I don't mind the questions and chins. I don't mind questioning anybody or any aspect of a fighter that gets brutalized like that. Like Errol Spence have the same questions, but the questions that are just for him is what annoys me. And the questions that are like oh, he didn't do anything, bro. Like Ryan Garcia he's never been a champion, bro. He's never been a champion, bro. I don't know how many times I got to say he got dropped by Luke Campbell. He's the one that quit. He didn't, or you know, I defend him about quitting. You know, I think that hey man, he got a body shot. He couldn't go anywhere. Some people say he quit. But he's the one that has the controversy about quitting. And we're questioning Devin Haney like he's the one that cheated or he's the one that that's the part that man that really irks me, but I ain't gonna lie. That jump made me so mad. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm so tired of hearing Mr. Conti, bro. Like, who the fuck cares, bro?
Right.
And then like you say their favorite fighter, and it so happened to be last night. Oh no, it's different there.
Come on,
fuck,
bro.
you mean it's different?
They talking about him fighting Boots. What are we talking about, bro? I mean, I wouldn't mind it. You know, I believe that he would fight him. Don't get me wrong. I try to remain objectivity. You know, I always be objective. So I do believe that Ryan Garcia will fight anybody. But you know, he cheated, so of course he got the advantage. Of course, you feel like that. But so I believe when he says he fights Boots. But all these people talk about, oh yeah, man, I got Ryan. And it depends on what weight class. What you mean, what weight class? This man got dropped by Luke Campbell, got stopped by Tank, never had the championship, never won a title. And you talking about you gonna go and fight the guy that's a legit title holder, that's unified, it has a ring magazine. Come on, bro. You talking about he might win? Like, stop. I mean, of course he might. I mean, it's boxing. Like, anybody might win, but don't make it seem like he has like a good chance or a chance like it should be competitive. What are you competitive from? From what standard? What are you using as
everybody might win, just like everybody might get dropped by Luke Campbell.
Exactly. Come on, bro. Like this guy, like his best performance is tied with performance enhancing drugs. I don't get it. Like, what else is there to talk about?
And then people like, bro, I hate, like, you know what I actually hate? When they say he got knocked out. Bitch, did you even look at the fight?
No, exactly. They didn't watch it, bro. Because they didn't watch it. They just watched the TikTok clips. Like I said, I don't mind the questions for Devin Haney. Question it, because yes, even with PEDs, that could change you. You know what I'm saying? Even whether it's a win or not, that could change you. And that's why I'm intrigued to see, and I'm rooting for him. But I don't know. I have my doubts too. But I have the same doubts for everybody. I have the same doubts for Tim Tszyu. It's not because, oh, I hate Devin Haney or I like Devin Haney. I have the same doubts for Errol Spence. I have the same doubts for anybody. Same doubts I had for Deontay Wilder when he, you know what I'm saying, when he lost to Tyson Fury like that. It's the same doubts, bro. You know, it's not, oh, because I don't like this person, and, you know, or like, bro, I don't get it. I don't understand disliking somebody or liking somebody that much where you overlook PEDs or disliking so much that you don't care about how they getting treated. We over here worried about Ben Whittaker being the old Ben, or talking about, oh, he back because he beat William Cameron, or all the pressure from social media. What the heck you think Devin Haney going through, boy? That's what I salute Devin Haney, man. Shout out to him. Listen, I think he handling it well.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Tom.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, he handling it very well, in my opinion.
I understand you picked Ryan in the first fight for your reasons.
Yeah.
But it's one thing that I don't see why anybody would think Ryan would win the second fight. No PEDs, and the main thing that mattered in the first fight. Devin fought a style that was conducive for Ryan.
Facts.
That's not a part of Devin's game at all.
Nope. I agree.
He's not a pocket fighter. He didn't try to expose Ryan by making him move to his left.
Yep. He ain't do nothing. None of that. I agree.
That's not something we want to see again.
I see, and that's the part that I'm not sure, Ty. I don't know, man. I hope you're right, bro.
Yeah.
Because, bro, that's why I say I think people underestimate, and not saying you or me or anybody in particular. I'm just saying I think sometimes that familiarity, man, and to me it was more so I picked him because of that familiarity and because of you just never know, man. I feel like that emotions when you have a rivalry, it'll change you, bro. You might just do something a little that you're not used to doing. Now, hopefully he doesn't do that now. You know, like you said, because he never did it before.
Familiarity goes 50-50.
No. I'm talking about the emotional part, like with the not just the stylistic part, but more so like the rivalry that he may go out of character because he may be trying to prove a little more. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, he's just not a good. That's how you fight. You know, no disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect him right now, but he don't really have like a. He's not a fundamentally sound fighter. He's not like a. I don't really say he know what he's gonna do, you know, for better or for worse. You know, is that left hook and he's gonna come at you with what he has is not really. He's not a fighter that's gonna adapt. He's gonna fight Tank like he gonna fight Devin Haney the same way. He gonna fight Luke Campbell the same way. You know what I'm saying? Oscar Duarte. So I while I do agree that Devin Haney should be able to, but I also think that people, you know, it's so funny we glorify Ryan Garcia or the people that do, right, for the left hook, and it is amazing. But then at the same time, we'll say, oh, all he has is a left hook, so you should know how to avoid it. Bitch, you don't think everybody know he got a left hook? There's something about that left hook is nice. You know what I'm saying? So you can know what he's going to do, but can you stop it? Everybody can't stop it, man. So hopefully you're right. I think Devin Haney is capable of doing it. But Willie, man, I have a big question. I don't know, man. Like I said, I hope you're right.
For the first fight, as far as the momentum, everything was in Ryan's favor as far as the media pressuring Devin to fight a certain way. And then the little tropes he would throw out there as far as fighting like a man. Everybody know what that means. Come step in the pocket. Let's go toe to toe.
Yep.
And then to bring up his mom.
Yep.
But I feel like in the second fight,
he gonna put all that.
There was more to prove on Ryan's end.
Ooh.
This might sound like a hot take, but it really is more on his end.
Facts.
From a psychological standpoint, for between the two fighters.
Yeah, he can't act crazy no more.
Yeah. Okay. The psychological part. I disagree on that because I was thinking, well, I thought you were gonna go for like the public because I think that there is a lot of pressure on him because
the public thinking this is Ryan GG's.
Right.
Shit didn't matter.
Right. That's what
the fighter itself. He had to sit on the shelf.
That's
lost
true.
Opportunities.
That's true. You're right. That's true. I was looking at the psychological part from Devin conquering his own, you know what I'm saying, his own demons and stuff like that.
Inner demons.
Right. That's what I was saying, the psychological part. But go ahead.
What if we get a hardcore Devin? Can you imagine a hardcore Devin? Like Rand be like, where your mom at? Where your mom at? And be like, man, fuck that.
Your dad's up hip. Go ahead, Ty. Elaborate, bro, on that, man. I'm here.
I feel like it's easier for the person that always felt like he was doubted his whole career to pull things together because he always operated in a chaotic situation versus the one that's mentally or emotionally unstable.
Talk to him. I like that. Hey, I like
putting
that
on the front for everybody else, but at the same time, he's sitting there crying for help.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that. And then those are different type of demons. Those are inner demons right there too. And them stick with you now. It's tough. Not from experience.
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point. So we got to find an outlet. We'll see if he could find that outlet without the drugs and alcohol, and if he puts that in the box, we'll see, man. Because I just think that, you know, some fighters, and shout out to, like I said, hey, outside of the stuff that I don't like about him with his comments and stuff like that and his cheating, hey, Ryan Garcia got the juice. Like I said, he's charismatic, man. You know, people are interested. You know, there's a reason why he got the followers and stuff like that. People are interested in him. He's interesting. He's charismatic. He's polarizing, you know, and he's got the juice. So some people just have that star power. It's just, excuse me.
He's got a lot of juice.
That's in this fight, I think the biggest key for Ryan to win is can he listen?
That's too much sauce. Yeah. He got extra juice. He juicing. But yeah, can he listen? Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Can he listen and execute? Because he has the right trainer for this.
Yeah, Derrick James. Yeah,
Derrick James is going to add a little bit to the arsenal to set up the hook.
Yep. We'll see if he can. We'll see, man. Like I said, I'm rooting for Devin Haney, but man, this is. They don't really get too much more make or break than this for both of them. Like you said, I think that was a good point with Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? I think both of them. It don't really get too much more make or break, but I would say even more so for Devin, man, because unfortunately, bro, you see how he's treated, bro. Like people act like the man never won a belt, bro. The man act like he never been undisputed. Like all of a sudden now, oh yeah, he got exposed. Like what? Even if he loses to Ryan Garcia, bro, styles make fights, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if it's clean, it's still styles make fights, but the man still beat Kambosos. He still beat Lomachenko. But then now, you know, then when you lose to Ryan, people are gonna say, oh yeah, well, you know, Lomachenko, he really got robbed, you know, and Kambosos, man, that was anybody beat Kambosos, they just gonna take away everything, you know. And so which I am one of them. I'm gonna be honest. I thought Lomachenko won, but I didn't think it was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? I thought it could have went either way. I thought it was close, bro. I thought it was close. Loma could have pulled it off, but I didn't like the way Loma acted, you know, because Loma, he appealed it. Why you ain't go for the rematch? It was offered, from what I hear, at least. You know, I never heard any. I never heard no denials.
You can really tell these guys go by the result because we got a guy with like Virgil Ortiz who got dropped twice. To me, he lost the fight, and he's being paraded like as the best thing since sliced bread. And you got a guy like Devin who got up 3 times, won every other round, convincingly. That he didn't get dropped. He's being labeled as one, a cheater, which is crazy because
bro, they even call him a cheater, bro. Which is they call Devin a cheater. The guy who didn't test positive. And then they said that he tried to plant the cheating on him, bro. And people believe it, bro. That he set him up to come on. He set him up to fail the test. In addition to cheating,
he was the same people asking for Ryan to be back on Undisputed and not understanding why he was removed in the first place.
Right. Which is shout out to salute to WBC because WBC had what they do, they took him off some stuff too. So shout out to them. I think that's what prompted the Undisputed removal. So shout out to WBC.
I've seen an idiot say, "Hey, the suspension is over. Can we get him back in the next pack?" No, nigga.
Come on, bro. I seen the same stuff.
You realize Amir Khan is still currently suspended.
Come on now.
And he was on it. Shit, he had his own pack that he promoted and put out there.
People talk about the Conor Ben cheating. You know, it's like, and which they should.
Yeah, you got the game too.
All right, and they should talk about it, but why don't we treat it in the same light? Like, why is I honestly don't get it.
Nah, you know what the best part about that whole interview was?
What's that?
That back and forth between Tio and Devin, where Tio's like, "Man, I'm a Ring Magazine champion, man." Blah blah. Devin's like, "I was a I had the Ring Magazine belt too," and Tio was like, "Had plural."
Oh yeah, yeah, bro. You ain't see my comment, bro. I literally put a comment on that, bro. Bro, I have to go check and see how many people hating on my. Bro, I literally said that, bro. I said, bro. I said. Man said had. Bro, let me pull up my comment, bro. I put a comment on that video, dog. That's exactly what I commented. That's exactly what I commented, bro. I hope I can find the video, bro.
That boy
Ramirez was so embarrassed.
Oh my lord! Shout out to Ramirez. Like I said,
I got sitting next to him.
Right, Ramirez and Devin Haney and even Barbosa and even Rolly, bro. Class acts, man. During that whole class acts, bro.
Barbosa was getting at him too. Barbosa was like, "Did you get beat up by Cambosis?" You talking about Devin?
Yep. Ulster, what's popping with you, man? Shout out to Ulster. Yep. Yeah, man, it's just crazy, dog. Yeah, that whole thing. That's so funny you said that. That's exact. I put that comment, and I said something about Ryan Garcia saying that the guy cheated him or whatever, or the guy set him up or something. I can't remember what I said, but I can't
His
find the video.
Set him up, yeah, he said Devin brother set him up.
Come on, dog. What are we doing?
He's trying to say Sean set him up.
What are we doing? Everybody set him up. His brother. Because he dreamed about it, his conditioning or whatever, his strength conditioning coach, or Scooter, or whatever, Ashwagandha, Nutrabio. Like, who didn't he probably blamed me, hell.
In high school.
Come on, dog. I don't know. I just think that it's just a bad look for boxing to me, man. It's just, I don't know. I think so, but maybe I'm tripping. It's good and bad, I guess. You know, it's good that, hey. Keep chasing your dreams, man. You know, you can say whatever you want. Somebody gonna agree with you. You know, somebody feel the same way you feel. So.
Yeah, thanks.
So don't be scared to share your opinion or do what you're doing. Somebody gonna agree with your ass. People could believe that shit. I don't know.
Y'all ready for this Eubank and Conor Ben?
I'm ready, man.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm more interested in it than I was before when it first got announced. You know, as the closer and closer it gets, the more my interest is peaking, man. I think that I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought it was easy Eubank. I don't know, not anymore. I might be leaning towards Conor Ben a little bit. I'm still rooting for Eubank. But man.
I guess for the cheat?
The reason because
okay, you gotta break this down, bro.
Yeah, because I'm worried about Eubank being drained, man. I'm worried. I'm a little worried now. Before I was like, man, he gonna be all right. But I don't know, man. Maybe because I've been listening to his pops a little bit too much lately. His dad's like, man, he gonna, you know, his dad's still saying that he gonna cancel the fight. So I don't know how he gonna do it, but he said the fight's not happening. His dad's still saying that. So, and he's like, yeah, he said he says he has no business fighting down at that weight. He says this is crazy. He said his son shouldn't be having to come down. And I agree, man.
What's the catch weight? 160?
Oh, 154.
Oh, 154.
154,
okay.
bro. 154.
That makes 38. He making him come down there?
Come on.
Yeah, I thought it was closer to 160. Yeah.
Oh no, this might be a wrap for Conor.
Is it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is. Maybe it's 158. Maybe it's a catch weight.
Wait, Conor Ben said he's gonna go up 2 weight classes then.
Yeah, because that's why I thought it was 160. Because he was talking like that.
I thought they went off the
Maybe I'm
original
wrong.
terms from the first fight. Well, the first negotiation.
Not
Catch weight at 158.
158? Man, maybe I'm wrong. Let me look it up.
Now
This
they
might
going
be
to 54. That's probably the reason why the dad going crazy like that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's 160.
It's 60? Okay.
They probably they increased it from 157, which was the original.
Okay, so now it's 160? Oh, okay, yeah. I got you back there. I thought it was 154.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a rap for like on
Yeah,
Connor's
154 is kind of crazy.
That's what I was like, bro, that's I don't know. But yeah, 160. Oh yeah, he's straight now. Yeah.
I still got Connor by Mick.
Oh, you got caught? Okay.
He's by Mick.
Yeah, so you got by decision then. They gonna rob him?
Yeah. They already making plans with Barrios and other ventures.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he has been discussing.
This is the Turk money. He ain't blowing too many plans. He already fucked up a couple things.
Eubank got the Canelo.
Yeah, I was about to say, remember they got that Canelo though. You know, Eubank and Shiraz. So I don't know, Ty. The Mick might go Eubank way, hell. But yeah, I got Eubank. I appreciate that. Appreciate y'all clearing it up. I could have sworn they said 154, man.
I can see Frank paying some Russ to be like, yo, Judge, do what you do.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, 160. I got Eubank for sure. I thought they said one. That's why I thought it was at first. Then I thought they said 154. Okay.
Now, what's that judge from the Benavidez fight that you hate?
Cheating?
Yeah, if she don't pop up, you know what time it is. If you pop up on the other side of the pond, you know what time it is.
Yeah. He'll be in the bathroom.
You think Tim She will go for Connor?
I don't know, but he going for somebody.
Yeah.
Whoever got the highest bidders.
They're gonna get Tim Cheatham, a judge from Texas, and a judge from Florida.
That's crazy. Don't do Florida like that. But Dora's a weight bully. Some people just, bro, I'm telling you, let's talk about it. I don't know why people accuse it for Dora of being a weight bully. I mean, I know why, but it's corny. He said, damn, P. Ty the fact checking. Hey, they all fact check Oscar, Ty, and Kendrick. Same old, stay sucker free. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's talk about it. It's just annoying, bro. Like, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. This is the comment that I put on there. I'm gonna try to pull it up. Yeah, he said plural. That was crazy.
Yo, that joint had me
crying.
crying.
Yeah, I was crying, bro. I said, bro, not past tense, plural? Okay.
You seen everybody's face when T was like, you know what was going on? I beat myself. I was going through my health conditions.
Yep.
Everybody said health conditions.
Right.
You beat yourself.
Right.
I think at one point he even said he punched himself. Did he say that?
No, I think that was Rolly that said that.
Oh, okay. I know he said, like, were you punching yourself?
Hey, people showing their love though. It got the most likes on the video. Hold on now. The comment here go right here. I said respect to both fighters. However, I'm seeing a lot of silly comments about Gabriela being a weight bully. I said y'all really need to learn the difference between height and weight. Are they synonymous? Are they are divisions separated by height or weight? I said being tall doesn't make you too big for the division. But really, like, I'm gonna show you. This person says, let me see. Let me try to find it. Oh no, second most likes, 36. One person got 36. Got 35. Okay, this person right here. People quick to judge, but forget it's easy to watch from a screen. But Dio stood toe to toe with a weight bully, and took shots most wouldn't survive. So that's one called a weight bully. So I responded on this one too. Yep, right there. So did this is kind of what motivated me to make the topic today. And then someone said it. Let me see. Someone said it again here too. Something else. Anyway, you can go look through it. Yeah, there's a couple people calling a weight bully all over the place. They're not big fighters. Yeah, you got to just scroll down and see, man. There's quite a few. The size difference is atrocious. Boxing needs to do more equal fights. Come on, man. The size difference is atrocious, bro. Just move up on weight. There will be a difference right here. I'm telling you, just scroll through. You'll see a whole bunch of people say she's a weight bully. At least, I will say this, though. At least they're indiscriminate, though. You know, they call Jerron Bootson is a weight bully. You know, Gabriela Fundora is a new weight bully. You know, so, you know.
Fundora said weight bully. He got to be fighting
Oh yeah,
heavyweight.
Sebastian's Fundora. Yeah, Sebastian's. Yeah, I've seen him called a weight bully as well. I saw Espinosa be called a weight bully as well. So at least they
But the guy that's been passing out on the goddamn scale,
right, Janibek.
he's
Right.
one of the best guys
Right.
in the division, aka boxing.
Right, he's not a weight
What a
bully.
guy who can't make a damn weight class.
Right. Ryan Garcia is not a weight bully, right? But these people who make weight and have belts, they're weight bullies, right? But Ryan Garcia is not a weight bully. But Gabriela Fundora, you know, and gosh dang Jerome Buzinis.
Man, like, you know, whenever they say like she a weight bully, I'm like, have you looked at her physique?
Bro, she's skinny as hell. I could pick.
Yeah.
I could pick my teeth with the legs. I can use
They're
her
not
legs
saying
as
nothing
a
they said
toothpick,
about
bro.
her brother.
Right, facts. You're right.
They don't say nothing about Espinosa, do they?
No, they do. Yeah,
They do.
no, they call him a weight bully as well.
No, they do. They do.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Top Rank trying to get him up out that weight class.
Mm-hmm.
They say he holding up the division.
While trying to starve him at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like if somebody misses weight, you know, then okay, call him a weight bully, whatever. But come on, dog. And if you add context to it, like okay, they make weight first, you know, and then they blow up or something like that. Add context and then don't make it seem like they cheating. Like weight bully to me when people say it's like I don't know, it's like you're cheating or I don't know.
Hey, Doc, what's that reporter that dropped the news about Shakur leaving Eddie and Jay Prince?
Oh, I think Dan Raphael. He corrected him. Oh, unless you're talking about somebody else. Dan Raphael.
Jay Prince Jr. just said that's cat. He's still mob ties.
Yeah, but he corrected himself. He made a mistake. I saw it. Like I said, if you're talking about Dan Raphael, he did correct himself.
Yeah, they must have pressed his ass.
Yeah, maybe. He was like, I misspoke.
Listen, Shakur ain't leaving mob ties with 2 legs. All right, he gonna leave out with 1 leg.
That's crazy.
Remember how they did Floyd?
That's crazy. Hey, facts.
Yeah, you can buy yourself out, but you're not leaving this room. Call Bob.
Hey,
we need that bread.
That pressure. That pressure.
Jay Prince not playing, bro.
Hey.
I think that's the first time Bob ever folded and had to come off some bread.
Bread, that cheese, that butter, and the biscuits, boy. Yes, sir, man. Fellas, though, man, I'm about to go get me some food, man.
I was just about to say I'm gonna slide.
Yes, sir. I'm hungry, man. I appreciate y'all joining. Like I said, man, always a pleasure to have y'all boys on the panel, man. Shout out to Thomas as well. I think Thomas' phone died or something. He done ducked off.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man.
Hey, I wanted to tell you something about Conwell.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Talk to me.
Man, that guy let that fight go, bro.
I think so too. That's why I wasn't mad about it. I was like, man, you know, I didn't score it, but I was busy and stuff, so I wasn't paying attention intently. But I did watch it again today, and I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't the most exciting fight, so I kind of dozed off.
Yeah, no, it wasn't exciting. Yeah, but it looked like he wanted to control the fight, or he thought he was controlling the fight. I think it was just a style issue, honestly.
Yeah.
I just think he had an answer for it.
Yeah.
But he let that fight go, and then at the end he was kind of like starting to pick up, but by then it was too late because you could tell he wasn't gonna knock him out.
Nope.
And he wasn't throwing too many punches. So, bro, what you doing?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those fights. Yeah. They just didn't want to leave in a draw.
It could have been a draw, but Conwell was pissing me off because he wasn't throwing like how he should have early.
Right.
And
yeah, like how he does. It's like by the time he stepped it up, it was like, bro, it's too late.
Yep.
And he was hugging, bro. He just kept smothering his work. He kept smothering his work every time. I don't lie. He probably has the worst footwork I've ever seen in a boxing match all year. Like that footwork was disgusting because he has the tools.
Yeah.
He has the tools, but every single time he got in the proper range, he took a step forward, moved to the left, step forward, moved to the left. And it was ugly to watch.
Yeah, he wasn't taking away. He kept going to like a strong hand too. I remember. Oh man, come on, Conwell. Hopefully he'll bounce back, man. I'm still keep my eye out for him, man. Hopefully And shout out to Perez too. I mean, you know, we'll see if Oscar lets it happen, but he said he's willing to give him a rematch, and so
I doubt it. Conor from
I
Oscar, I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But
Oscar
he was barely getting fights itself.
Right.
He was barely getting fights itself. Like, and when he was high profile. Now that he lost to this guy, shout out to Perez. He did his
well,
thing.
I think he did get some fights. I just think that he just wasn't getting promoted. Like he wasn't. Let me see. I think he had. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had like 3 fights last year.
Last year? No, he did.
I think so. I could be wrong. Hey, I could be wrong, man. Hey, let me. Don't quote me.
I think he had 2.
Yeah, he had 3 fights last year. Yeah, I know I ain't tripping. He had
3?
a fight. Yeah, he fought Nathaniel Gallimore on April 20th. He fought Chiari Gray on August 10th, and he fought in December against Vergara.
That's the third name I was missing.
Okay, yeah, he fought 3 times. I just know he's been fighting. It's just that he hasn't been getting the promotion like a Xander on Top Rank or like Jonas Tellis of PBC or whoever. You know, he just hasn't been getting the. I don't know why he's been kind of like tucked in the freaking.
You know why?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I said we see why now.
Yeah.
I think the only thing we could follow him for is being the name in that fight and having a lackluster night in a match where there's no reason for a draw. We need a winner.
We need it, bro. He needed to look good. Co-main, he needed that, man. That sucks. It's tough though. Hey, but shout out to Perez, man. Jorge Garcia Perez, man. He did his thing, man. Did his thing.
He ain't gonna be a big name of the division, right?
Say it again.
He's not gonna be a big name of the division.
Oh no, I think he has like 4 losses.
No, he's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah,
he's gonna get knocked out next fight.
He's gonna get a big name. Yep. And that's what
Cowell could have knocked him out.
Yeah.
Cowell had him at one point against the ropes. He started looking like he was about to really turn up. I think it was like the 8th round or something like that. He started looking like he was really gonna turn up. And then what he do after that? Smother his work.
Yep.
Dude, I hated it. I hate when he did that. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
It was probably just not the night, bro. It was.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't know. I think like you said, dog. It was like he was just shutting down the opportunity for him to engage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But like Kendrick said too, is like when he did get that opportunity, rather than keep building on his work, it's like he tore it all down.
Yep.
Like,
agreed.
What you doing? Tighten up, bro.
Yeah. Happens, man. It happens, man.
And right now they're like, Asias should have fought Canelo. That would have been a bigger name. It would have been an easy fight.
I didn't know people saying that. Of course they're gonna say it hindsight now.
Yeah, like immediately. It was more towards like like the Hispanic side.
Right.
He should have fought Conwell. Conwell, easy word. Look what Perez did to him.
That boy hurt.
Yeah. I still think those are good fights though, but yeah, that I don't know, man. Hopefully, I don't know, man. Xander's supposed to be fighting Fundora next, so we'll see. I don't think he wins that fight, man.
Man, that's too early, bro.
I think so too. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, I think Xander.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. It's just I just think it's too early.
Yeah, I think so too.
He beat
I got
Fundora.
Fundora by stoppage.
Think he beat Fundora?
Mm-hmm.
I got Fundora by stoppage as well. I'm with Oscar. Got by corner stoppage. Yo, what's good?
Gonna beat that boy body up.
Hey, what's good, Chris? What's good with you, bro? But yeah, man, give me closing thought into tomorrow's show, Kendrick. I'm gonna slide, man.
What's tomorrow's show gonna be?
I don't know. I'm gonna think about it.
Shout outs to Shakur.
Hey,
you might have to go to the Della side, man. You might have to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you, but
you might have to, bro. You might have to, boy.
Be the cameraman for that man and his wife with the fishnets, man. You might have to do it for a little bit so you can make that money. That's all I know.
Hey, that's crazy. Not the fishnets, man. That's crazy. Shout out to my guy Kendrick, man. Give me something, Oscar. Talk to me, bro. One time for
Benavidez got the WB. Benavidez got the title.
Yep, WBC.
Wait, what? He got the WBA?
WBA or WBC? Should be WBC.
Well, I was reading like at the news, but it says WBA.
Nah, that's wrong. Remember that was a big thing. It was Mauricio Suleiman that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's weird. If they say you got the WBA, I don't know what's up with that. WBA
No,
mandatory, maybe? Which should still be kind of
let
weird.
me see the rankings. Go ahead, Ty. I'm gonna look at the rankings.
All right, go ahead, Ty. Talk to me, bro. Give me your closing thoughts, man.
I feel like once again, David Benavidez has lied to the public. He told us one thing. The person we should have been listening to is that shady man behind doors, because he ain't lied to us.
He ain't
He said
lied
what he
to
was
us.
going to do. And Benavidez is cat saying, "Oh, I thought we was going." You knew that man was going to that rematch.
Come on, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
We got the audio of you saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna wait out.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do this, and that."
Come on now.
It just sounds like you claiming that you was gonna go down to the 60 after missing weight 3 times consecutive in a row at 68, talking about you gonna fight Charlo.
Come on now.
And everybody's calling him a duck.
Right.
When the fight was never gonna be made.
Right. Right. So yeah, it's crazy, bro. I shout out to my boy David Benavidez. I like him, but we got to act like we know something now. You know damn well you wasn't about to get that fight next. You know everybody knew it.
Like them Gucci sneakers.
Oh, yo, man. Go ahead. Oscar, talk to me, bro.
I just gotta say, boxing's picking up.
Hey.
The second half of the year.
Hey.
Baby Miller got the opportunity of a lifetime.
Hey.
We know he's not done yet. He got something left in the tank. I think Worley loses to Miller. I could be wrong. I just think they're hyping him up too much. The Berlanga Hamza. I hate the fact that that's the main event, but that's a pretty good ass card, dude.
I think it's a great card.
Morel,
great card.
Morel is coming back. Shakur Zepeda.
Yep, Morel fighting Katayev, I believe. Iman Katayev, undefeated Eastern European.
Yeah, even that's a good fight. I gotta look a little bit into that guy. But I think the worst fight is the worst fight is the main event.
Facts. I think so. But I still think it's a good fight, you know. But yeah, I think relative to the other three, hell yeah, I'm least interested in that one. I agree.
Trash. Dalton Smith, I never want to hear anybody complain that he deserves a title fight. That boy is ass cheek. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you.
I don't know how people lost money betting on the KO. You shouldn't even be betting money on the KO. Right. If you lost money because you put KO down, bro, you know what? You probably deserve it. Right. That means stop handling money. That's exactly what it means.
Facts.
Just don't touch money.
Become a member over on this side, man. Save your money and put it towards a good cause. I know you lost more than $3, man. You bet more than $3. Go ahead and put $3 on the chat, man. Become a member. You feel me? He said, can I join the call? You can join next time, man. I go live every Monday through Friday, man. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the morning show and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late show. Yeah, you can join next time. Yeah, we're closing it out now. He said, my closing statement is I hope Haney wins and fights Ryan, and I'll box him and shut up the naysayers. Also, Mook finna watch Hitman. Oh, yeah, man. I heard about that joint, Murder Mook versus Hitman. Yeah, I got Murder Mook beating him too. I'm rooting for Hitman though. Hitman holla, but I got Murder Mook winning as well. Shout out to my guy 2-4 in the building, big member in that building. Yes, sir, man. But shoot, shout out to my guy Oscar, my guy Kendrick, and my guy Ty, man. Appreciate y'all fellas, man. Always a pleasure, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed y'all Easter too, man. If y'all observing and stuff like that. You know, rest in peace, Pope Francis as well. Who said who, bro? Get out, man. Get out, man. I'm out, bro. Who said? I don't even want to know who said who, bro. I don't even want to know who said who, bro. That's
King of the Freaks. That's who, Oscar.
It was Oscar. I should have known it was Oscar, bro. I should say who? Y'all disrespectful, man. I'm out, man. God bless y'all boys, man. That's crazy, man. I said rest in peace, Pope. My boy said who? That's God forgive me for that, please, bro. Nah, don't take me with you, Oscar. You gotta go, bro. You don't go. Nah, I don't do Twitch, man. Damn, every time I got home, you ended the stream. Dang, 2-4, you getting that work in, man. Yes, sir, you get it in. We gonna be off for the morning show though, good Lord willing, man. I'm thinking about doing the late show a little later as well. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but we gonna talk about it though. But how do y'all feel about maybe doing a late show at 8 o'clock? Because I got to get back. You know, I've been you know, I do my morning workouts, but I've been trying to do the evening workouts too. Those of you that are members, I've been posting my little updates, doing my muscle ups and stuff, and I do that at the park. And I prefer to do that in the evening, you know. But if I go there, that's why I be late to the stream sometimes at 7 o'clock, because I be trying to go and get it in. But I'm in Florida, but that joint be too hot. But at the same time, too, I be feel like, hey, I shouldn't let the sun ain't out for me not to work out outside, you know. That joint be hot, boy. So we'll see how it goes. The Pope like Batman, he got his own car. 2-4, he don't got no streaming schedule. He just be going live all with it. Man, get out of here, man. But yeah, man, y'all be easy, man. Shout out to all the members again, man. I appreciate it, man. Hey, consider becoming a member for $3. Starting at $3 a month, man. You can do more or do less. You know what I'm talking about. That really helps the channel keep going and growing. You know, shout out to my guy Kendrick for coming through. Shout out to Ty for coming through. Shout out to Oscar, one of my brothers right there. Shout out to Thomas as well for coming through on the panel, man. You can always join the panel, man. We just talk boxing. You know, it don't matter if you're a casual or a purist or somewhere in between. We just talk boxing and have fun, man. We don't be. Sometimes we gonna, you know, passion's gonna be high. Passion's gonna run high. We gonna get into it. You know, have a little intense debates, but it'll never be the goal. You know what I'm saying? We just want to talk boxing. We all have an enjoyment for it, and big up the fighters as well. I don't mean we're not gonna critique the fighters, but it also doesn't mean that we won't compliment the fighter. We're gonna compliment the fighters as well, and we're gonna critique them as well, man. But it just be lifting up the sport. That's what I want to do. That's what I feel like we are doing a good job of it too, man. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. And if you haven't done so by this time, smack yourself and then smack the like button. Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez dropping that $5 sticker. You know what I'm talking about? With that bread, that cheese, that butter. Oh, Lord. The fat man got stuck. Hold on now. No. The fat man got stuck. We got to do that again. My boy dropping the graffiti on the chat walls with the $5, you know what I'm saying, in the super chat. Dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yeah, man, the fat man got stuck. He was eating too many biscuits for Easter. You know what I'm talking about? He said, look at the DM. Oh, yes, sir, I will. I'm going to check it out. Yes, sir. You want me to check it out? Yeah, I'm going to check it out. Yes, sir. He said, man, you ain't got to lie. We know you be at Esmeralda. Shoot, I need to be at Esmeralda house, Giselda house, and all their houses. You know what I'm saying? Esmeralda, Giselda, and Zelda. Lakers in 5. I'm out, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.